Hey y'all, what up everybody? Just editing my banners over here. Give me just a second. Okay. I put the wrong time on this live. I'm such an idiot. I thought I moved it up to AM and I put PM. That's my bad. I really was supposed to put this at 11 AM. My apologies. How's everybody doing? What's going on? What's going on, folks? How y'all feeling? Um, I'm gonna just go ahead and get started, and when people jump in, they jump in. I don't wanna be sitting here just silent for like 10 minutes waiting on people to come in. I am going live just because I wanted to talk about the not necessarily the struggles, just all of the things that come with being a YouTuber, and I wanted to talk as like an up and coming YouTuber and aspiring YouTuber. Um, I always say that I'm aspiring until I actually get monetized and start making money, then I'm an actual YouTuber, right? It's kind of like that thing that our parents used to say when we wanted to be like musicians and rock stars and things like that, and things that weren't like doctors and lawyers. They used to be like, well, until you start making money from it, it's a hobby, right? So I apply that same philosophy to YouTube. So whatever, it's all good. Um, when y'all come in, drop the baby gorgeous emoji. Hi, baby gorgeous. I hope y'all are good. We finally picked the baby gorgeous emoji. I can't remember who suggested it, but I'm so glad that you did. I believe it was somebody in my live last night. Um, I feel so bad that I can't remember who it is, but uh, I, I can't even remember around what time it was. I feel so bad that I can't remember that. I'm waiting for Bad and Bougie. She asked for the link, and I dropped it for her, but she never popped up in the thing. But the call in link is there if anybody else wants to call in the meantime. If there's anybody else that's starting a YouTube channel, thinking about starting a YouTube channel, or just has questions about people who have YouTube channels, go ahead and call in. I just wanted to give a little live about that and just kind of talk about it with people, just to chat, see how everybody's doing today. Let me see something. Oh, my apologies. Oh, my apologies. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm still getting used to this whole live thing. I'm still figuring it out. Um, yeah, like I said, I was waiting for Bad and Bougie to come in because I talked to her about going live about this too, and I know that Judgy Justice won't be available until a little later, so I'll I'll hear from her soon. But today's talk, well, this specific talk, I'm probably gonna go live again at some point later. Hey Kiki, what's going on, baby? You know what? I want you to call in because I want you to start a YouTube channel. I want you to start a YouTube channel. And when I told you that when you called in, you were looking at me like I was crazy. What's going on, baby gorgeous gang? Yes. Triangles. Did you see what I see what the emoji is? The the baby gorgeous emoji? It's the little baby angel emoji. Hey Karen. What's going on, Karen Hart? Are you still putting together furniture right now? Why is YouTube not for you? How did the furniture go? Why is YouTube not for you? I would love to know that. I think that everybody, well, I think that that anybody can do YouTube because I think that there's an audience for everybody. But you know, I'm all for listening to personal stories and rhetoric, so please let me know. I would love to hear it. Hey, hey. What, girl, I'm waiting on you. You finna call in because we finna talk. I'm waiting on you, girl. What's tea? I am waiting on you. The Baby Gorgeous gang and I are waiting on you, girl. Because we can talk all day long, honey. I'm ready. Let me go ahead and get my phone charging, honey, so I won't be done messed up my life. And roll my windows up, too. Chill. Hey, Aiko. Did I pronounce that right? Drop the baby gorgeous emoji if I actually pronounced your name right. Aiko. I don't know if I'm putting too much sauce on it or if I'm just saying it correctly or if my inflection is right. But hey, baby gorgeous. I'm gonna drop the code again. Code. I'm so MySpace. The code. Call in and ask your. Okay. I just posted it and didn't even drop the link in there. I be in such a rush. I'm so sorry, guys. Y'all forgive me. I'm so unprofessional. See, this is the thing. I be trying to have it all together when I'm on like hot messy topics, and when I call into other people's channels, I really be trying to act like I be having my stuff together. But when it comes to me doing my own lives, it seems like I just be falling apart. I don't be knowing what be going on. But I think it's just because I'm new to the platform and I'm still figuring it out. And I'm also doing it on my phone. I I'm doing it on my phone. So I'm very low budget, as Mia would say. No shade to my channel, because I think for me doing videos on my phone, I think I'm doing pretty damn well, if you ask me. Bad and bougie in the building. What's good, man? Bad and bougie.
Hey, I'm sorry about that.
Girl, you was muted, wasn't
You
you?
know I always do that. I'm
Girl.
sorry. I had to knock out this report real quick before I came
No,
on so I can be free. But
you
anyway,
good, baby? Hold on one second. Let me do something real quick, because I want to specifically say hey to Nakia, because
hey Nakia.
she's hi baby hi baby gorgeous. You sent me a cash app last night, and I wanted to
Oh,
personally thank you for it. So thank you so much. I really appreciate that. It was very nice.
that's sweet.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Um
See, they love you.
yes. Yes, I feel the love. Thank you so much. Aiko says you're fine, Jordan. Adam half the time looked at the wrong camera when he started. Listen, just the fact that he has multiple cameras is sickening, honey. That is a setup, baby girl. That is a setup, and we live for it. But yeah, like I was telling you, we talking all things YouTube today, being a YouTuber, the struggles of YouTubing. If people
Right.
have questions for people who are like doing YouTube channels, if they want to start a channel, like I just wanted to come on and like really be like transparent about what really happens with us. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah, I totally do. I think it's a great idea. You come up with the greatest ideas. Seriously.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
You
Thank
really
you.
do. Because it's a lot. Like people don't know. And so it's you have to be careful how you maneuver around here.
Very
And
much.
you have to, you really have to, hey girl.
Hey, hey.
Hey, how are
I
y'all?
love how y'all always just be leaving me in the box by myself. I be looking like the lone Destiny's Child member.
I'm saying,
I don't know what be going on over here. It be like I'm Michelle and I didn't get the memo. Like, what happened? No, hey y'all.
But what I was going to
hey,
tell you, you should add us as moderators. That way we can drop our link. Because I know I keep getting people because I don't have a lot of people
yeah,
on my thing.
Hmm.
So I can't drop my link to my channel because
I'll do
I'm
that.
not a moderator. You can only be a moderator and drop the link.
I did put your specific link to your channel, Reality Check TV.
Oh, okay, cool.
I put that channel in the description box of this video, along with Judgy Justice's channel, and I put it in the
Description.
and I put the link to Saturday's live in there too. So your link is in my description box for this video, so they can just go click it there.
Okay, thank you. So
I
yeah,
thought about it this time. I'm trying to be prepared. I'm trying to do it
look at
right.
you doing all your homework.
Trying to have my ducks in a row. Duck, swan,
I'm gonna tell
geese.
you, I haven't even been my real self. This pain medication has me like,
Out of it.
yes, like I literally after I got off with you guys, oh my god, I
Yes,
was
you
in
can,
so much
Diego.
pain. I took a pain pill, and I know my husband came home and said he literally was yelling my name, and I did not wake up. Like that's how out of it I was.
dang.
Oh my
Yeah,
word.
he
Some
said
people
I
do it
shook you
though.
and everything. Because usually when he gets home, I like to wake up so we could talk, so we could, just
Yeah.
share our day. He was like, you was not having none of that. You was just so the pain is a lot better today. I'm hoping I'm not a pill person. I don't really like to take pills. So I'm hoping
Same.
to I didn't
Fully
take any
same.
to this morning. So I'm hoping to be off of them today. Like I can't, I do
Bougie
natural
Leah says
herbs.
she hopes you're feeling better.
Oh, thank you. I like to do natural herbs. I don't like to do, man-made pills and stuff. I like to just do,
Come
my
on,
little
holistic.
naturals.
Come on, holistic. She's giving Monique, honey, very Mila Eve essential oils teas. So we love to see it. We love to see
Well, my
it.
natural remedy is AKA, legalize marijuana. But
Hey,
that's
Everywhere.
yeah, that's usually enough for
it's
me.
not in Alabama yet, honey. Speak for your damn self.
We
It's
talking about
not.
this one in Louisiana.
No, no. But if any of my moderators are in this chat right now, can you add um Bougie, Kiki, and Aiko to the mods, please? Thank you so much.
But yeah. So anyway, I'm happy to talk about this today because it's a lot that goes on with having a channel that people may not understand.
Hmm.
But checking in with you, Kiki, how you doing today?
My bad, I was muted. I'm good, y'all. Last night I had a blast. I went out, I had some fun
Yeah.
things. Yeah, got a little tipsy. That's why I'm not on camera right now. I look crazy,
Me
but
too.
Girl, listen.
I
It's
look
too early for me, girl. It's gotta be after 12.
I was about to say, I think it's what like 7:30 in the morning over there.
man. It's 11 here, so
It's
but I'm just getting
9:30 for
myself together.
me.
Well, me and Kiki are on the same time zone.
Mhm. Yeah, we
Y'all,
got.
I accidentally put this video for 11 p.m. instead of a.m. I ain't even realized it till I went to go live, and StreamYard was like, well, you set this video for 11 p.m., but you more than welcome to start early. That's
Mhm.
literally what they said. I was like, y'all so shady.
That's funny
Don't
because I saw
start the damn
it. I was
live.
like, oh, okay, so she going live tonight.
I did not mean to. Y'all, I'm sorry. I'm
Yeah,
sorry for
I
all
thought
the
you was on
confusion.
live up until like like 12 last night.
We went for like 4 hours last night because we
Are you
went live.
serious?
Oh yeah, they
Yeah,
were doing. I
we
got
were
back and I was like, dang, they still live.
we went for like 4 hours last night because we just kept finding shit to talk about, and like it was just a good time. So I was like, well, shit, I'm just kicking it. I ain't got nothing to do, but yeah, like we literally went 4 hours because we went live right after Hot Messy Topics,
Hmm.
Mm-hmm. It was
and
fun. I was having
it
fun.
was.
I was
On
just
Hot
I
Messy
was just
Topics or on my life?
on your
That
live.
sounds shady, but not.
On your
That
live.
sounds shady, but it's not shady.
No, I was having fun. I was grilling. I was just doing too much. And that's why
I was living. I was like, she is over here grilling salmon in my face, disrespectful, coming on camera, chewing like it's good, like it's good, like it's
Was
seasoned
good.
right, like she got Old Bay and rub, like,
Man,
like she put a good rub on that thing.
I
Like,
did.
see, I can't
and
stand you, bruh.
You know what? Ever since the pandemic,
Aiko is so funny.
I swear I just got all into cooking. I just like making new because I'm vegetarian, well, pescatarian. And so
Hmm.
I just got into looking up new recipes on YouTube and trying them out and stuff. And that's been a big part of, turned into a big part of my life and made me gain 10 pounds. But that's what, that's where my fun lies now. But now, I'm back out and about, not now because the doctor said I have to be off this for 2 weeks off this foot. But
Yeah, go on lay up in that boot, Giselle.
I know. I said I was
Just
gonna go lay
hot in the
up in my
ass, just
bed
ready to get in the
today.
street.
I'm dead.
Lord, but with my boot, I'm still gonna keep my man. Shit, Giselle.
I know
Giselle.
that's right.
Listen, I believe 100% that Giselle was still throwing that ass boot. No. She probably caught a couple Charlie horses doing it, but I'm sure she was still throwing that thing. Now, it may not have been in a circle. That thing may have been in a half moon, but she was throwing that thing. I guarantee it.
Well, she wasn't throwing something because she couldn't keep Jamal something. She wasn't throwing
That's
right.
what I'm
She don't
saying.
keep no damn man,
One
child.
time
What,
she doing it right.
what do
The
it
other she
matter?
doing
Cause shoot, a couple seasons ago, she was bragging about how she was landing on Sherman, honey, talking about
Right.
she clapping it and riding it and stuff. And next thing
she
you know, he just
did. I remember
disappeared.
that.
I
Sherman was
said, girl,
gone.
Aiko said I went to bed and Jordan was on live and woke up to Jordan on a live.
Yes.
That's right.
It's the consistency for me.
Thank you, girl. I look. Thank you so much. Thank you for the positive spin. It's the positivity for me. It's the positivity for me, girl. Y'all
Oh.
saying that girl need a scooter, honey, girl. I imagine me just seeing Bad and Bougie just come across the camera with a plate of salmon riding on a scooter. I would probably just pee right here on live. Like, I would just pee right here. Y'all wouldn't know about it, but I would tell y'all
But
later.
you know what's so crazy? What you saying about Giselle still throwing it back? So it was funny. So my husband came home. He was like, "How you feeling? Are you okay? Do you want something to drink? You know, blah blah blah." Once I finally woke up, right? This
Yeah.
is like at 12 o'clock at night. So I was like, "Yeah, no, I'm good. You know, I feel good." He was like, "Okay, so you good? Good?" I was like, "Yes,
Not
I know
you
what you want."
good, good. Oh my gosh, man.
I was like,
Man.
"I know what you want. Yes, I'm good enough for that."
Yes, I'm good.
I'm
Yes, I'm good. It's
dead.
fine. It's fine. Just hang my foot off the bed. It's all good. Like,
Exactly.
stop playing. Like,
And I
stop
told my
playing.
homegirl this morning, I was like, men do not care. She's like, yeah, as long as that area works,
I
they
was
don't
gonna
care what's
say, you
wrong with
don't
your
need your
foot,
foot
your arm,
cast.
your head.
You don't
Baby,
need your
long as
foot
you ain't got a
cast.
cast on that, child, it's all good to go.
Okay, for real.
And I
Listen,
was like, dang, babe, this morning. He was like, I mean, was that insensitive? I said, you know, a little bit. And he was like, well, you wasn't acting like it. I was like, yeah, you're right. It was okay. I was
I mean, it was insensitive, but I wasn't mad about it. No shade. Aiko said, Jordan, I'm trying to get her to use this scooter on live.
But
Listen, I just
Aiko,
want her
they
to
didn't
come
give me
roll
a
around the
scooter.
corner.
They gave me crutches and they gave me a big ass boot like Giselle, which I refuse to wear.
Disrespectful. That's so disrespectful.
I'm not wearing that boot just because Giselle
Thank
has it.
you,
I'm not
Andrea.
wearing it
I'm so done.
Why?
because I
Why?
don't want to do nothing Giselle does. I'm not.
Go ahead and mess your ankle up. Go ahead and be wild.
Right, because if you don't
Go
wear
ahead and be. You gonna become humming on my damn live talk, talking about your toes pointing to the back.
it,
I'm gonna be like, girl, what in the gout gangrene do you got going on with your
Not
life,
the gout and the
sis?
gangrene.
I
okay,
mean, all you could have did was put a little boot on, child. You could have got at you a nasty piece of pedicure and just had them toes popping right outside your little boot, child. I know it's hot where you at.
Oh, I'm about to send it to you because my toes was popping. I just got them done. So, you know, when I went to the doctor, I was feeling okay with everybody looking at my toe because I was like, well, at least my shit is freshly done.
Right, at least them toes freshly done, child. At least, child, my damn toenails are still attached and everything. God bless. Cause, child, I've heard of somebody dropping something on their foot. Their whole toenail was just detached. I was like, oh my word. Oh my word.
Wait, where are you at, Jordan? Where are you on my thing?
What you mean?
I'm about to see you a picture of my boot.
Oh my word. Please send me the picture of this boo. I can't look at it on here because it's gonna mess up my live and I'm gonna have to
Okay, well,
reload
you
it.
can see it
Well, I'll still
afterwards.
relook at it. Well, I'll still do it. Y'all'll be here. Go ahead.
I hope you
Cause
got
I
that
wanna see
vaccine
it.
up.
I wish I could bring the picture up in here.
I know.
I wish I could bring the picture up in this live and show y'all this boot. Cause I've been waiting on the picture of this boot since yesterday. No shade.
I just
I
sent it to you. But let me tell you something. I was thinking if I do go to the Halloween
Aiko
party
said
this
show us on live, bougie. Aiko is
oh,
not
I know
playing
what
with
I
your
could
ass
do.
today.
Wait a minute. I know what I could do. I'm gonna show y'all. Hold on. I'm gonna show y'all. All
Girl,
I have
please
to
don't make
do
me
is change my avatar picture. That's what I'm gonna do.
change it to the boo. I'm so
That's what I'm gonna
dead.
do.
Girl, I am so dead. She said she finna change her avatar to this boo, girl. I'm so dead, girl. Girl, if you come on Hot Messy Topics with that avatar and just change your name to Giselle's boot, I'm gonna
Oh, he's not
fall
letting
and
me
Oh
when
my
because
God,
I'm
please.
on live.
just come up on there as Giselle's boot. I'll tell him
That's what I'm gonna do. That's you gotta get
that
on this.
is so damn funny. Oh my word.
Yeah, I can't change it right now. They's not letting me. But yeah, yeah, by the next live. But you know what? It's crazy because I was thinking like I could actually, because at the cleaners where I go, his daughter bedazzles stuff, and I was like, I could go get this boot bedazzled,
Girl,
Make
that's
it
something
and
cute.
Giselle would do.
and then I
Right.
could wear it to the Halloween party proudly.
I'm surprised Giselle ain't got no damn boot
But
bedazzled.
Giselle don't have no sense of style. She wouldn't even know how to
Mm-mm.
bedazzle it. So, because she
She
just,
gonna get hers
girl,
with Gucci on it for sure.
Leah just took me out of here, y'all.
what'd she say? She said she'll
Leah
wake
said Leah said bedazzle the boot with Dorit's glass beads.
up.
Yeah.
I'm so dead. Yes, ma'am. Tens across the board. Yes. I'm still waiting on that screenshot. I want a screenshot of just that's gonna be my avatar. Yo, your avatar is gonna be Giselle's boot, and and then mine is gonna be Dorit's pearl.
We gonna both wear it.
Oh my word! Who just called up in here?
Oh my god.
Hey, Nakia.
Hey,
So
I
ain't
can't
nobody on
stay.
camera.
I just
Tell.
wanted to get on and say that I'm proud of you.
Thank
And
you.
before I go there, it's actually Nikaya.
What? Wait. What now?
It's actually my name is pronounced Nikaya.
Nakaya. I have probably been reading this wrong. I'm so
Oh,
You're
sorry.
fine.
Nicole. Okay.
You're fine.
Thank you
Everybody
for
does.
correcting me, child.
No problem, no problem. But I just wanted to come on real quick and say I'm proud of y'all.
Thank you
I
so
haven't
much.
subscribed to the other two ladies, but I am with you and the judging. Yeah, judging Justice.
Judgy Justice.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And I appreciate you two subscribing to my struggling channel.
Girl, send me the link.
You
Yeah.
did.
Let's
You
Child,
subscribe.
you
already
and
did.
oh well, I'm subscribed. Child, I didn't even know, child. I'm sorry. You
Yeah,
probably did.
I had a put a little message in one of your videos and you had subscribed after that.
Okay. Okay.
Mhm. But I just came on. I gotta do some running and this and that. But I just wanted to jump on and say that I'm proud of you
Thank you so
and
much.
quit saying what your channel is doing as far as struggling. It is a process. I have
Yeah.
I have mentors, so they're helping me with mine, but
Hmm.
mine is basically natural, just natural things, natural makeup, natural supplies. My whole house is chemical free. So I'm
Oh,
gonna start doing videos like that. I have eyelashes, they're vegan. Um, the mascara is 2 in 1, no chemicals in it. So y'all see some videos on that soon. But yeah,
I'm gonna check
I
that
don't
out
want
as
to talk
soon as
about,
I get off here.
yeah, I don't want to talk about my channel. I just want you guys just
This is
hang
literally why
in.
we're here.
I
right.
know.
So you can talk about your channel. Talk about your channel, sis.
Well, I thank you. And I'm not on camera right now because I'm trying to get dressed. But I don't
Oh
want
well,
y'all.
then okay, that's fine, girl.
Yeah, I don't want to
I don't
expose
want you to get
myself.
my channel taken down, girl. I'm still trying to get to the YouTube streets, child. I'm still trying to get to the
Okay.
cul-de-sac. I'm still trying
Okay.
to make it to the cul-de-sac, child.
I know
I ain't even
that's
trying
right.
to get behind the gates. I just want to get to a cul-de-sac. I don't even need to be gated, child. I'm humble,
I know that's real. I know that's
child.
real. But yeah, just
So
keep doing what you're doing. I enjoyed last night.
thank you so
I
much,
did.
sweetheart.
I hated that I came in late, but I'm glad I got in when I did.
Here, tell me what is your channel right now, and I'm gonna create a banner and put it up so people can go and subscribe it while we're here.
It's called Naturally Nikaya.
Naturally, Nakaya.
Hmm.
Subscribe to, and is that all together or is that spaced?
Oh, it's spaced.
Okay. And spell it for me, cause I read it wrong, child.
You are right. It's KNIKIA.
K-N-I. Okay. Gotcha. Subscribe to Naturally Nikayam now.
Yeah, my mentors is
Her
Ty
up.
said what Ty said. If y'all like old school gossip and scandals, those are what her videos consist of. And the Twitter holic. Basically what she does is she go on Twitter and whatever they be talking about, she makes a video of it. It's real funny.
I think I've
Um,
heard of the Twitter holic, but I don't think I've heard of the first one. But the
okay.
Twitter holic sounds familiar to me.
Okay. Yeah, she those are my two mentors. They because I wasn't even gonna do a channel. I had two videos up, child, like a year ago. I met them like 9 months ago, and I hadn't done a video forever. And then now I'm starting to put out some videos. So yeah,
Mm,
I enjoy both. I enjoy your live. I really
thank you
had
so
fun
much.
last night, so I had to jump on today. And
I
I
appreciate it.
love your videos.
Thank
You
you.
have a different spin on it. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
I like going to channels where people just being themselves and not, not trying to just be somebody they really not.
Yeah,
I need to relate to you. You know what I mean? And I relate to
of
you.
course. Thank you so much. That means more to me than anything. That is very
Uh-huh.
special. Thank you so much. Because
No
that's really what
problem.
it's about for me. Like, I really want to, like, that's the point.
Yeah.
Like, that's the whole point. So like I want to be able to create content that people relate to, so they'll come back and watch, so they'll engage, so so they'll comment, so they'll share it now, so they'll call in.
Mm.
Like all the
Okay.
things of the things. But
Let me
yeah,
ask
like
you, Nakaya, if I could ask you a question, because this is
Yes,
about,
ma'am.
promoting channels and talking about some of the struggles, some of the good points, bad points, what have you. What would
mhm,
you
Mhm.
would what would you say is your biggest struggle, and what's the biggest, like, reward that you've had?
mhm.
Okay, so my biggest struggle was
Can I pose that question to
basically,
you and myself too?
Okay.
Bougie.
All right.
yeah, that would be a good question for everybody. My
Go
biggest
ahead, I'm
struggle
listening.
was I knew what I wanted to talk about,
Mhm.
but it was actually doing it. And I started off wanting to be perfect, so I didn't get nothing done.
Mm,
So once my mentors was
definitely
like,
suffered
look,
from that.
just do it. You passionate about natural things, so just do it. Um, that editing, child, that editing. Sometimes it take me 2 days to edit a 5 minute video, and people don't
Wow.
realize that. Yeah, because I just get frustrated sometimes, and I just don't be want to do it. But
Well, I understand. It's all in the details, and I always say my
yes,
biggest bane, the bane of my existence when it comes to YouTube is editing pre-records.
yeah, I think if once I get comfortable doing lives, that'll be better. It just don't take as much.
Hmm.
But I don't feel like I have enough subscribers to do that. But
I mean, well, yeah.
my
I don't really
biggest
know why. Who cares? Because like
yeah,
I have
true.
500 and something subscribers now, and there's not always 500 and something people in here. But what does
That's
it matter?
true.
Like
That's true.
like just because they're not in the live doesn't mean that they can't watch the video later. They just not have been.
That's true.
They just may not have been able to tune in.
Yeah, you got a big point there. You're right. I guess that would be the really my answer. My biggest struggle is getting out my own way.
Hmm.
That's
I've been
all.
there.
My biggest reward is meeting people like y'all. That's my biggest reward. I like seeing people of color just really just being creative because that's what we do. We just creative. So I like relating to others. And the fact that when I can go on there and be like, oh, I got at least one view each day. Every day I got at least one view. So just have, I guess it's a matter of just having fun. Don't try to
100%.
be so perfect, And like I was saying last night, I'm a Capricorn. She hit it right on the nail. We try to be too perfect.
Hmm.
But when we say we're gonna get
Janelle
it
was
done, we
really
get it
great with
done.
that.
She was. She really was. So
Absolutely.
let me hear y'all y'all answers to that. I'm curious to that.
Well, go ahead, Bougie. Since Kiki, sitting on some bullshit right now.
Well, I was gonna say I ain't
But
got
we
nothing
gon'
to say.
we gonna convince her to make a channel just like my ass convinced Janelle to get on
Mm,
her shit last night, honey. I'm working on
There
all
you go.
y'all. We
There
yeah,
all
you
gonna get
go.
this bag.
we gonna
Don't play with
see.
me. Don't play with
Um,
me.
I say like one of my biggest struggles was because this isn't my first channel, but this is the first channel that
Same.
I decided to make strictly about what I like to do. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes, in my other channel, you get involved in just kind of doing what everybody else does because that's what the people
Mhm.
that came to you want to do. But I
Yeah.
like reviewing stuff. I like, talking about different things. So I just decided one day, I just said, hey, it was about a month ago. I said, hey, F it. I'm just going to start a new channel. It's going to be strictly to what I want to do and what I want to talk about. And I'm going to start fresh with a whole new, I didn't refer anybody from my other channel over to this channel. I just want to start new and fresh. And I'm telling
Mhm.
you, it's been the best thing I've ever done. Like, I,
That's
connected
awesome.
with Jordan. I connected with other people who, Kiki, Judgy Justice, people who like to do what I like to do. So I say
Mhm.
the biggest reward and and I'm not getting all the views I could get on my other channel, but again, it's not, I have to talk about other things that I'm not really into and I want to talk about what I'm into. So I guess the biggest reward
Right.
is knowing that excuse me, knowing that I can come and start something fresh and find new people like all of you guys that are into the same thing I'm into, and we vibe. It's just been a natural
Mhm.
progression. The
Mhm.
hardest thing I would have to say with you, I'm not good at, I guess I have to find a really good editing program, and maybe if someone knows some, you can let me know, that I can easily edit. So, right now that's I guess my downfall, what I need more education on. So
Mhm.
that's my problem with it. Like, say for example, like having an intro, having, you know what I'm saying, an outro, having that kind of stuff. I'm not good at that.
Yeah,
So,
what are you using?
Oh, girl,
huh?
call me, girl. I got you.
Yeah, what
Okay.
are you using?
See, I love Jordan so much.
Oh, girl,
But
my ass did the same thing for Justice. She was having the same problem, and I was like, I'll send you the hit, girl. Just here, use this.
yeah, because
Oh,
I've
well,
had even people make like my own bad and bougie song and all that kind of stuff, but I just
mhm.
don't know how to put it in the intro. I don't know what to do.
Hmm.
So that's been my hardest thing.
Well, I might need to hook up with Jordan. Maybe he can help me with mine because I
Oh,
use
call
We
me.
Video. I
Call me,
use We
cause
Video.
I'm not selfish, child. I would like I know a little bit about a lot of stuff. So if I can offer something to help you get it done, then I'm
Yeah,
more than willing to. Cause I
Okay.
make my own logos, I make my own graphics, I edit all my own videos. I did my own intro. Now and like I put the music in my videos, like I do all of that stuff that you see in my stuff myself. And I'm literally doing all of this from my phone. Do you get me?
that's so
Mm,
amazing.
Like I'm shooting this
I didn't know that.
from my
Yeah, you
phone. We're
you
on
really
live
have
right
the
now
talent.
on my
Yeah.
iPhone. Do you know what I'm saying? Like it's really, but like it's not even a talent thing. It's really just me being a tech nerd and just playing with stuff. Like I've
Mm.
always been like a really big tech nerd. Like Radio Shack was my favorite store growing up. Like I really just love to play with gadgets, take computers apart and rebuild them and stuff like that. So I just care about stuff like
Oh
that.
wow, that's
And
good.
thank you. But like with this, it's not as hard as you think it is. There's a lot of complicated software out there with all of these different things, but I'm a very simple channel and I am like new to the
Something froze up.
Sorry about that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, sorry about that. But I'm a very new channel, and that happened with me too, Nakaya. I
Perfect.
Thank you. That same thing happened to me where I got stuck trying to, have a perfectionist type of attitude because I wanted to, be able to like buy promotions for my stuff and be able to share it everywhere and have a certain amount of subscribers and have a certain amount of followers and this, that, and the third. And I thought like, well, who's gonna, watch my little small stuff with no subscribers, da, 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 da. Like I didn't have anything to build on. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But
Hmm.
the experience of just doing it, because like Bougie said, this is not my first channel, and I've also done a podcast. So I kind of like going through that and having the listeners and the subscribers that I did have on that channel, like it was easy, like it taught me a lot about basically the groundwork of like how you need to get around doing certain stuff. And once I came into this new channel, I kind of had the upper hand because I knew that it wasn't as difficult as it has to be. Can I do this on a laptop? Yes. But do I have to do it on a laptop? No.
Okay, see, that's where I need to be at. I'm
Yeah.
only using a laptop or a tablet.
Andrea just subscribed to your channel, Nakaya.
Oh, thank you. I don't see the chat up. I didn't even bring it up.
I just pulled up the comment for you so you can read it.
Thank you.
No problem.
Andrea, thank you.
um
She was on with you last night, wasn't she?
yes.
Yeah, I love her voice. I've seen, because I caught you and Judgy Justice on, I don't know if it was Kempire or Adam. It was probably Kempire. Because I watch him more than Adam. But yeah, I'm almost positive that's where it was. And I think you both was on there. All three of y'all was on
Yeah, I know that me and Justice both call in the Kempire. I call in the Kempire, Jason, Adam, whoever's live, I show up and support. So,
there.
but we've both,
Mm-hmm.
but there has been lives where he's brought up Justice and then brought me up like right after or like two or three callers later. So
Yeah.
yeah, it definitely could have been Kempire.
Yeah, I believe it was. Either way it go, it was something about you too.
Thank you so
And I was like,
much.
oh yeah, I like them. Let me support them.
I really appreciate that. Nikaya, do you have
Yeah.
an iPhone?
I do. I have an iPhone and an Android. So
You
when I
and
first started doing my videos, I did okay, so I have two channels, and what I did wrong is I started both of them channels at the same time.
Well, I
Um,
can't say whether that's right or wrong because I don't know. I don't know that much.
well, I'm not putting enough. I'm struggling getting the videos out for Naturally Nikaya. So
Okay.
the other one
So you're spreading
is with
yourself
me and
too
my
thin.
husband though.
Okay.
So
So you're
that's the
spreading yourself too
difference.
thin is what you're saying?
Um, no, I'm just not motivated.
Oh, okay,
I'm not
Robin.
motivated. I have to just be honest.
All right. Well, you Robin and I'm TJ Maxx. What's not clicking, Steven?
Well, what's not clicking on the other one? It's called Wood and I. What's not clicking with that is he works so much, so we're not able to do any kind of dialogue because that's what that channel is supposed to be about.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so that's why that's not doing anything. The only thing on that channel right now is our Puerto Rico trip. And so
Mm-hmm.
I made some videos with iMovie on that one, on that channel.
That's a good
Um,
one too.
yeah, that one I like that because I you could do like little trailers and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And all you have to
But I
do
mean,
is
you
put in
can
your videos and put in your little words and your pictures and go about your business.
listen. What I
So
use, iMovie takes up a lot more space on your phone. It's good, but what
it
I use
does.
is a lot more simpler. You and Bougie both need to download the app InShot.
What is it?
INSHOT.
Oh,
InShot.
inside. Okay.
Hmm.
I don't have it.
Download
I
that.
can't even write nothing down right now. I'm gonna have to
Um,
I'm gonna have to hit you up later
yeah,
because
just
I'm interested.
yeah, girl. You know where to find me, child. Download the InShot
Mhm.
app. Download the InShot app, and it's a really simple platform. Like I said, all the stuff that you see me doing on my channel, I do on my phone, and I do from that app. I edit all my videos from InShot, and they
Mhm.
aren't paying me to say this, but cut me a check.
Right.
Okay,
Exactly.
for
Sponsor
real.
me.
I swear by them, real talk. Like I really do swear by them.
Okay. I'm
Because
gonna
if I
try.
could do it on my phone, I think it'd be so much simpler.
Hmm. See, for me, the problem was I had an issue with the editing because am so I am so Dorit long-winded. Child, the ghetto, but it's the country. But anyway, so I'm very long-winded, right? But I figured that was great for a YouTube channel because I knew that I could fill up any amount of time and just edit it
Yeah,
down. But the problem was editing it down or like giving myself too much to edit, right? So
yeah,
the more footage that I have to edit, the longer the video is, and the longer the video is, the more that you have to edit, right? The
Right.
more
right.
that you have to edit, the longer it's gonna take, right? So I I'm now finding a groove where I'm trying to condense the time frame that I'm shooting my pre-records in to about 15-20 minutes depending on how long the show is that I'm talking about or whatever I got from the episode because I'm trying to like adjust the way that I do my recaps and instead of like chronologically discussing what happened in the episode, I'm really just pulling the highlights that just stood out to me and just talking about
I
that and then
noticed
y'all watch
that,
the
and I
episode y'all
like
damn self.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, because I was like, I don't see the point in you listening to me talk about shit that I don't care about just to get to the shit that you care about. You know what I
Right.
Yeah.
mean? So I was like,
Mhm.
let me just get to the shit, talk about what was really going on, and then y'all go watch the episode in full context.
Yeah.
Right.
So that has caused me to be able to condense my videos down because I'm talking about less because I'm getting straight to specific points and just knocking it out, right? Now I now I also have a shooting rhythm where I kind of know how I'm gonna edit what I'm saying almost as I'm saying it. So it's like when I'm shooting, I'm thinking about how I'm editing it as I'm saying it. So like there are certain things where I'll do certain pauses or I'll hold certain things or I'll do certain things because I know that I can cut it right there and then add this here or like put this effect here, blah 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 blah. Yeah. Once you really get a rhythm of it, it all does become a flow.
Yeah, I'm starting to do that as far as kind of knowing when I'm going to do it. Like I have like 3 videos that I need to edit.
Hmm.
I just haven't done it.
Hmm.
So
See,
it's just
that
like I said, getting in
intimidates
my
me.
own way.
That intimidates me. I never shoot more than one video before. Like I shoot a video, edit it, post it, shoot a video, edit, post it, because I will get overwhelmed and I will
Right.
have all this footage that I need to edit, and I would just like start panicking. Like I
Right.
just be
And
like,
then you get to the
ah,
point where
ah.
it's like, oh man, this is too much to
Hey,
do.
Kristen,
Well,
right?
I
It's
think
too
the only
much.
reason I'm sorry. I
No,
think
no,
the
no.
only reason why mine is like that and it's not like bothering me because I'm showing how to use 3 different products.
Okay.
So whenever basically what happened was I'm about to clean my tub. So I'm like, oh, let me go on and get my phone out and record this.
Okay.
And then I cleaned my oven. Let me get my phone. You know what I'm saying? So that's how
Yeah.
that is. And I haven't put them together yet. And that was in a matter of just a couple days ago. I have a lot of stuff going on. Like I'm
I
rushing to
understand.
get on out of here now, but Um, child, it don't, I can multitask. I'm putting on lashes and talking to y'all at the same time.
As you should, honey. Word. Kristen said, "Have y'all
So,
tried
and I don't want to,
vidHQ for a channel evaluation?"
I want to, oh, I'm sorry.
No, no, no. Yeah,
I
you're
want
fine,
to,
baby.
I don't want to, go back to corporate America. So I want this to work.
I understand. I feel you on that.
So,
Well, we're definitely going to do everything we can to make sure that we all get to this YouTube bag because, I mean, I see that all of us are at varying degrees of seriousness about it, but all of us want to do it. So, and we all have a level of chemistry and camaraderie that gels together. So, if we can help each other build each other's channels up, then I'm all for it, right?
yes.
Speaking of building each other's channels, Kristen the math nerd, Kristen is a math nerd, commented, sorry baby. She said, "Have y'all tried vidIQ for a channel evaluation?" I signed up for it. It is very complicated and I haven't really gotten through it yet, but I have the app and I've been looking at certain things in the app regarding my channel and it's like taught me about, certain tags I use in my videos that are more that like get more clicks and this and that and the third, blah 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 blah. But I also don't have money for a paid plan. So like I'm using all of the free stuff right now, and I'm trying to just figure out how to da 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 da. Mods. I know that Rosemary is in here. I can't remember if Diana is in here or not. Could you please add Bougie to the mods, add Kiki to the mods, and add Aiko to the mods? You can't do that. You don't have the authority to do that. Oh
No, I
snap,
think only
Kristen, I'm
you can
sorry.
do that.
Oh, I thought. 'Cause
Yeah, I think
the
only
reason.
you can do that.
Oh, I thought that I could do. Y'all could do that because Kristen, not Kristen. Diana made me a mod on Jason's channel. I think. I don't know who did it to be
Oh,
honest. I thought
I
it
don't
was
know. I'm
Diana,
still learning.
but it might not have been. It might have been Jason, and I just didn't know.
Hey, we have to learn together. That's how everybody improves. We lift each other
Facts.
up. A rising tide
Yes.
raises all boats.
Yes,
Period.
God,
Yes.
No, that's
love
real.
that.
If we help each other and give each other tips and tricks and ideas and suggestions and advice, YouTube is an enormous platform with billions and billions of users. There is enough
Mhm.
room for everyone. We're not
Yeah.
Right.
cutting up pieces of the pie. We each get our own pie.
Yes,
So
Yeah, I like
true.
that.
Amen to that one.
say that
Right.
thing, honey.
Like I'm so it's I don't understand the competitiveness of people like on YouTube and like, oh, if you get subscribers then I don't get subscribers, or if you go, if people watch your live then they're not watching my live. It's like, okay, I
Yeah.
don't know anyone who only watches one creator and no one else.
Right. That's so true.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
For real.
Like I just called into Kempire's live,
Hmm.
and watched him. And then I was texting you because,
Listen, when I go live, my phone is on do not
oh
disturb
no, I
because if
know.
I go checking messages and all of that stuff, it'll like mess up the audio to my headset, and then I gotta reload the page and drop down and do a whole bunch of stuff. So I'm like, I I just go on do not disturb and I respond to everybody immediately afterwards.
No, I know.
Sorry
It
about
was
that, girl.
funny because my husband came home for lunch and I was like, "Oh, I think I missed Jordan's live." And my husband was like, "You need to pencil him in like an appointment to the doctor so you don't miss it because you've yet to actually make one." And I was like, "I know, but I'm so busy." And he was like, "Well, text him and or text her." I'm so sorry. I
Thank you, baby.
apologize about using a wrong pronoun again. I am so sorry, Jordan. I will work so that I don't do that.
Did
And
it freeze?
I don't know, did it? But my husband was telling me like, you need to pencil this stuff in. And so of course, I text you and I'm like, I have a funny for you. And then now I'm like, oh, she's
Tell
live.
him
I can
hi for
actually
me.
call in.
Tell him hi for me, cause I accidentally put the live time for this video to 11 p.m. instead of 11 a.m. Cause I was like, I'm just gonna go live, cause I Me and Janelle were talking about going live yesterday, to do just like some more of the astrology stuff and get deeper into that. But I haven't heard back from her yet. Mind you, my phone is on do not disturb right now, so she's probably texting the text thread, and I just don't know it yet. But if you see this girl, hey girl, we waiting for you. Um, I man, I've lost my train of thought. What were you saying, Kristen? I'm so sorry, baby.
Oh no, I was just saying that it's funny that I like was texting you about like missing going live, and then I actually like backed out of Empire's video and saw you were live, and I was like, oh, I made it. I was all
Ah,
excited.
that happens to me all the time. Like the one person's live who I'm always late to or I end up missing is Jason's, and I have my notifications on for all of them. So I'm supposed to be notified, but for some reason, like I think what it is I have like a really random kind of filming schedule. So a lot of the times I will
You froze.
sorry about that. A lot of the times I'll be filming and I will put my phone on do not disturb so I won't get distracted or whatever. And then when I go to edit it because I'll do it like right after, I'll forget that I'm on do not disturb and then I'll miss the notifications. So I really think
Yeah.
it's my fault because
Well,
I'll go on and then like I'll like scroll down and see Down with Jason streamed an hour ago. I'll be like, God damn
oh no, I know. But YouTube is so weird, and they've been making all the adjustments to the platform. Like on some channels, I cannot comment at all. I can't even send super chats because I've tried. And I was like,
are
why
they
am I not?
monetized?
Yeah.
Oh,
Like
because I'm about to say
like
that
I can't do it.
that's why you can't send me any.
I can't do that stuff on like I can't comment in the live chat of any of Adam's videos. It doesn't matter what it is. I cannot comment in the live chat. I can click the StreamYard link. I can comment on the video itself, but I cannot participate in a live chat. I don't know what
You're
it is.
subscribed,
YouTube
right?
is so yeah, but YouTube is so weird. And or like I'll log in, like there's the channel Geographics. He does like historical content and stuff like that. And I was randomly like unsubscribed one day, and
That
I
has happened to me.
and I'm like, I don't. YouTube is or suddenly I'll like log into YouTube and I'm seeing like my subscriptions and it's channels I've have zero interest in. You know, like I don't want to watch parkour content. Okay.
Right.
The same thing is happening to Andrea. She said she's not able to comment either. And Aiko said that they don't get notifications for Jason's live either. That's
Yeah,
Are you
freaking
YouTube
weird.
is
are
they're
you guys
making
sure that
adjustments.
somebody didn't accidentally block y'all?
So
Because that's
I sent Adam and Jason both like a message, and I was like, hey, like because I thought maybe it was something I had done, and so I sent them a message and I was like, hey guys, like I don't, I can't participate anymore, and if I said or did something that was offensive that would cause you to block me or mute me, I am so sorry. I never would want to offend or hurt anyone, but this is me and I'm a real person. I promise I am not a random troll. Like and
I hope that Adam wouldn't block you and then bring you up on hot messy topics because
I don't think
that's
he did. I
messy as
think it's
hell.
YouTube. I don't think he did. I think it's YouTube because
it is
and
YouTube.
YouTube has been so weird lately with their content, and yeah, it's been a difficult week for YouTube because now we're all seeing that the platform has some major issues. So
Well, they better get it
But I picked a
together.
hell of a time to jump on YouTube.
Well,
Just
I
saying.
know too, a lot of times if you're not getting notifications, I've tried this and it works sometimes, sometimes it doesn't. But unsubscribe to the person, then resubscribe to the person and hit the bell again. And for some reason it
Hmm.
makes it you start getting them. And I
Yeah,
don't
it's like it starts working again. Because that happened with
mhm.
me with Kempire.
Mm.
And
Like,
you
I couldn't find any of his content.
and you have to push all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
You guys
have
think
to
that
I
this
push
is
mostly
just
do
all.
that
way
for
more
everybody anyway.
complicated than it needs to be.
It
It
Yeah.
is.
is. It is.
Rosemary said, Murray and I have been having problems getting our notifications. I've been,
Mhm.
I keep checking the phone like crazy, like a crazy person. And Andrea said that I can comment on my iPhone, but not my iPod. Weird.
Oh,
Mhm.
That is strange.
yeah.
Maybe it's the operating system of my phone because I have like a brand new phone and
Hmm.
like with the newest everything. Maybe it's just that my phone isn't compatible with whatever version YouTube is using, or using like all of the features, you know?
I don't know.
That
Cause
makes sense in a
my phone
way
has.
because go
Sorry,
I
ahead,
go
mean,
ahead,
Kim.
baby.
it's like every time it's like you remember when Adam was talking about how he created that app and he like poured all of his money into it and then he had to kill it because he found out that you have to update the app's code every time the operating system for that mobile device updates. And it's
Mhm.
Yeah,
like this constant sucking hole of money to keep it going. And he couldn't afford to do it.
yeah,
So,
Yeah,
that is
my one of my
crazy.
advices from my mentors is let the channel pay for
yeah.
your accessories.
Hey, Jordan,
Hmm.
And so that's what I've been trying to do.
I had an idea, and for you, because you had said, actually, I can't even count the number of times you've said that you wanted to help have a conversation about like white people learning to be anti-racist or learning
100%.
to move past that.
Hmm.
And I genuinely think that that is a truly amazing, amazing conversation to have. And if you ever want a person who has had to move past how they grew up,
Hmm.
I'm that person. like
Well,
I'm that
if you
person.
want to do a live, do an interview,
Yeah,
we can definitely set that up
because
because I
I
definitely
like
do want to have that conversation.
because I grew up for the most part in Texas.
Hmm.
And, I was totally that person that was like, I can't be racist. My stepdad's not white, you know? And
Hmm.
then,
Mhm.
but at the same time, did not understand how I said and did things that actually were racist, not knowing because I was surrounded by it. And then growing up to be an adult and having to unlearn all of those things. And at
Yeah.
the same time, admit when I was wrong and stuff. And I just really think maybe if you want to do something like that, and you should, and even if it's not with me, like with someone who can at least talk about it and won't get defensive about it, you know?
Who else? Child,
That
you the
is
one that
so
gave,
awesome you want to
like,
do
you the
that.
one that
Yeah, I like
you
that
volunteered
idea.
this tribute.
Right.
Like, what do you
Okay,
mean?
but
I
Of
want to
I
course
be
can
a
I'm gonna
cuss,
part
do
of that.
right?
it.
Absolutely.
But I can cuss, right? Because I'm dropping like F bombs all the time. So,
Child, listen, I don't necessarily know what can get me cause I want to monetize all of my content once I hit the
hey,
amount of watch
take over.
hours and stuff to do it later. So I don't know what I can and can't say that they will not monetize. That I'm
Uh,
gonna figure out. Now, normally I would say yes because I cuss like a sailor.
so
So,
anything that's deemed offensive, like if you, I'm going to be really honest. If you say racism too many times, the algorithm will catch it. If you say bigot too many
Yeah.
times, if you drop any slurs or epithets, it'll usually catch it. Um,
mhm,
if you talk about like criminal things, like when you watch Emily D. Baker and she's referring to the Josh Duggar stuff, she says CP because
mhm.
it'll catch it.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
So
Okay.
you have to like
Mhm.
it'll because YouTube's software. I'm so sorry, my 5-year-old is like dancing with the dog.
You're fine. Hey,
Um,
baby.
like YouTube's program will actually like go through your content and it'll evaluate it to see, and it'll recognize like voice patterns and stuff.
Mhm,
Um, and hey, stop. It'll recognize voice patterns and stuff. So that's how like it recognizes if you have like video clips or music or any of that in there, and it's more than the fair use. And that's how you can get, in trouble for it. So you just have to Like you have to be as I mean, I was going to say you have to whitewash your content, but that was like a bad way for me to put it. I'm so sorry.
I was like, yeah, whitewash
No,
my pro-black content.
but no,
Right.
legitimately though, like I have seen Black creators say that YouTube will like flag their videos because it doesn't understand like accents and dialects.
Mm,
And I have seen especially with like especially like with the southern accents, it'll, like it doesn't understand that, and it'll try to, change who it targets your content towards.
mm,
Because because YouTube suggests videos based off of what you
Yeah.
have watched in the past and
right.
based off of what you have looked at in Google, like your
Oh,
Google
Very
search
true.
results. Like if you
yeah,
look up like you were hungry, you wanted a sandwich, you went and looked up Jimmy John's, guess what your ads are now?
Jimmy John's.
Yeah.
Go off. Aiko's commented something interesting that I wanted to ask you guys if you've heard this. They said on my friend's channel, she said on lives usually you can't swear within the first 10 minutes.
That's true.
Why has no one told me that?
Yeah, that's true. And then YouTube tends to not promote videos that are longer than 28 minutes.
Mm,
That was from like a vidIQ recommendation, but it was like a year ago. So a year ago, YouTube was not promoting videos on the homepage that were longer than 28 minutes, regardless
mm.
of how big the channel was.
That's interesting because that makes me want to look at my homepage and see what's going on. That really makes me want to look at my homepage.
Because I mean,
Oh
like
hell.
my homepage is totally messed up because I don't watch anything shorter than 28 minutes usually. Like I watch
Right.
long form content. I don't want to watch an 8-minute video. To me, that's like, because then I can't put it on and like have it in the background.
Right.
So
See, I'm that type of person. I
Yeah.
love background content. I
yeah,
love background content.
I use YouTube almost like a podcast platform.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I'm
I
sorry,
love
I'm
that.
Listen to
dominating the
like different
conversation
things.
ever since I joined it, and that's totally not fair. Y'all talk.
No, you're
Oh no,
fine,
you're
girl. We're
fine.
here to
You're
have a conversation, girl, and you're giving me a lot of giving us a lot of
Yeah,
valuable
us.
tips and tricks that we all can use.
okay,
Cause
but when I
like,
finally launch my channel, I expect all of you guys to be my first subscribers.
all
Yes.
you gotta do is drop me the link and I'm there.
Absolutely.
Because I'm
That's
Yes.
not
the
gonna be,
word.
I'm not doing commentary, so like my
Well,
content
I
is
think.
not gonna be commentary.
What is your new channel gonna be? Well, like, are you uploading all of your new content on the channel, the one Kristen?
Yeah, yeah,
Then I'm already subscribed.
because I have that channel, or I have that username on Facebook, on Instagram, on TikTok, on Snapchat, on Twitter, on YouTube. Once I got the handle, I was like, okay, I got it. I got to have it on every platform, even if I'm not
Mhm.
actively using it. So that way
Yeah.
nobody else can take it, because I have the
Right.
platform. So I have to use,
Mm,
like, I think if you don't use your platform for a certain amount of time, then you lose the username. So I'm just like, every once in a while I'll go on there and I'll watch videos and hit the like button just so I don't lose it.
mm. That's
Okay,
interesting.
Jordan, I love the wigs. I just have to tell you, like, I love the bald, but I love the wigs.
Thank you. I just was feeling away last night when I went in the house, and I was like, I just want to put on some hair, so I just threw on a little something, something. Thank
Well, I
you.
love it. I love that you like, I wish I could change up my look like that, but I can't. Like I can't. I'm stuck with what I got.
I
You're so
mean,
you are like, depending upon, how you accessorize or whatever, like your look changes. You've said you're androgynous, and you really, really are. And you have this like ability to morph your appearance to suit your mood that I am so jealous of, because I just
Mhm.
have Like I have like me when I'm smiling and I appear kind of like the Joker. I have me when I'm not, and then I have like resting bitch face.
I love that. I usually think it's all resting bitch face, so I'm with you on that. Somebody had a question for you specifically, Kristen.
Oh, what's that?
Aiko said, "What topic will you focus on your channel?"
So a little bit of a backstory for you guys. So obviously, I've said it like I'm a military spouse. And I've also talked about how like why I got invested in the Girardi issue.
Hmm.
Um, that's because my grandfather actually worked for an airline and he was killed in a plane crash. So
Oh,
Wow. My condolences.
I fell down the law YouTube hole, like with Emily D. Baker, Natalie Lawyer Chick, um, Nate the Lawyer. If you guys have not watched them, they're fantastic creators. Nate the Lawyer used to be um, a police in New York City, and then he became an attorney, and now he does YouTube full time.
I love
And
that.
then Natalie Lawyer Chick is a public defender in PG County in Maryland.
Hmm.
And she does YouTube. And her husband is also an attorney, but he doesn't do YouTube, but he'll make appearances. And she does like a lot of like evaluations of like traffic stops and Moorish Americans and sovereign citizens and stuff like that.
Hmm.
So I
interesting.
kind of fell down the law YouTube rabbit hole, and that led me to the Girardi situation, which is when I started watching Real Housewives. So
Okay.
all of that circles me back to my content is actually going to be focused exclusively on the catastrophes. So like every video will be catastrophe and it'll be like catastrophe and coffee. And I'm like making coffee and telling you about this historical event.
I
Or
like that.
catastrophe in cosmetics and I'm putting on makeup because
That
I
is
have to use the
everything.
collection that I have because, my 60 something eyeshadow palettes need to be used before I can throw them away.
Ooh, child. Oh
That's why I
my
told
God.
you, Jordan, if you need makeup or skincare, I'm your girl. I'll ship you a box, man, because I have so much.
I mean, I appreciate it. I'll take it. I don't know how much I'll be able to keep of it because I am like clutter gives me anxiety. Like
Yeah.
I cannot take it. So like I tend to just randomly throw things away just out of sheer just like that I'm looking at too much right now.
No,
Like so
that's
I so
normal.
so
That's
I'll
normal.
probably go through the box and find like my one thing of all the stuff that you send, and then I'll just keep all of that, and then I'll send you the rest back so you can regift it to somebody who can use all of it.
No way. Don't if you don't ever use stuff, you can like if you guys ever have makeup that is like gently used, like eyeshadow palettes or whatever, or if you have unused makeup, ship it to Project Beauty Share because they sanitize makeup and then they donate it to like women's shelters. They're focused in the
I was
Seattle
just gonna ask
area.
about that. Yeah,
Oh,
Yeah,
because
but they
that's
give
what
it
really?
I
to women's
do.
Oh,
shelters.
never mind. You can't. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
I donate to women's shelters
Oh,
with clothes
wow,
and
that
with
is
makeup,
so nice.
so they can like
That is
good for job
awesome.
interviews and stuff. Yeah, but I
Mhm.
didn't know that they had a platform that sanitizes it though.
Yeah, it's called
Yeah,
Project Beauty Share. Um,
Project
that's good
Beauty
to know.
Share.
and
Okay.
then there's other organizations that do it as well. But like if you donate makeup, a lot of times, like especially like domestic violence organizations,
Hmm.
they only want like blush or lipstick, mascara, like a foundation because they don't, people who can't afford to buy makeup, they're looking for the basics,
Yeah,
or
that
Hmm.
people who have had to, especially people who had to leave where they could not pack a bag. They don't need a
Hmm.
blue eyeshadow palette. They need some powder, to go
yeah.
to a job
Yeah.
interview. So it's just, you just be aware of like when you're donating, like if they don't have a use for it, then don't give it to them.
That is awesome. I love that. Honey, changing lives on Pouring with Jordan. Pour in live. Thank you so much, babe. That is awesome.
And you know what? It's you know what? That's a good point because as the holidays are approaching, a lot of people, need stuff, and it might be stuff
Mm-hmm.
that you may not have a use for. Like I'm really good about because I was a teen mom. I told you guys that. So there's
Hmm.
this teen mom organization that I have adopted, and every year, like the company that I work for, I'll have them adopt them. And so, wherever I'm
Mm-hmm.
at, my church, wherever I'm at, and they say, oh, we're looking for, organizations to donate to, I always, send stuff their way. So sometimes it's giving of yourself, or sometimes it's recommending, like she just did, and trying to, explain to us what you should give, how you should give, and where you can
Yeah.
go. That's a lot because for me, I'm gonna be honest, I don't have a lot of time to look up stuff, but the information she gave me, I'm like, okay, well, I could do that. That's quick, that's easy. Okay, I could just go
Mm-hmm.
to this organization. Okay, cool. So that's really valuable information we could share.
Well, it's
Hmm.
like, when you look at like people always in at around holiday time or like do the letters to troops or care packages to military troops
Mm-hmm.
and
Hmm.
stuff, which by the way, please don't do that. It is a total racket. Most of the letters and stuff that you give never go anywhere because it's all confidential, and for security, they cannot disclose that information. So I'm like, please don't do that stuff, especially because if you ask military members like what they want while they're deployed, they don't want cookies. They want a good pillow. Like
Right.
that's,
Love that.
I mean, that's why I'm always like, be aware of the organizations you're giving to and how they use what you give them.
Hmm.
Because like, yesterday, I had a conversation with my mom and I was telling her how like I don't donate to the Red Cross, but I
Yeah,
donate
me
to
either.
Bethany Frankel's charity Be Strong because
Hmm.
every dime I give goes to helping someone.
Yeah.
She,
Right.
when she has those, semi trucks and those airplanes and stuff that are flying in, she's the one paying for that. Everything that's
Mm-hmm.
donated goes directly to those who need it. So, like, you just have to be aware of where you're donating to.
Yeah, I mean, I don't donate to the Red Cross, because a lot of it goes to infrastructure, which is needed. You have to pay those employees, right?
Oh,
So
yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
not against that, but I just don't want to donate to that. That's just my choice. I want my stuff to
Right.
go to the people.
Right.
So,
Exactly.
and another thing is, after Hurricane Katrina and how much those people didn't get help, and I'm
Yeah.
from
I
Louisiana,
don't. Yeah,
I
I
was
don't
done
trust
with
the
the
Red
Red Cross.
Cross.
I
Right.
was just done at that point,
Exactly.
and I said I would never ever donate another dollar to Red Cross, because
Mm-hmm.
the stuff did not get to the people. And so, it is, and I'm glad I don't know how we got into this, but I'm kind of glad we're talking about this.
We love a
Because
good
as the
tangent,
holidays
child.
are coming, I don't know if you guys know this about me, but my ex-husband and I started nonprofit organizations where we did,
Yes.
educational programs,
Oh,
sports
dang.
programs, college prep programs, SAT programs, and all that. It's still going on today, but it's ran by other people because we kind of step back because after a while you get tired, right?
Hmm.
So I've kind of really, I see how the dollars can be used and how
Mm-hmm.
meaningful those dollars can be. And somebody may think, oh, $10, that ain't nothing. I don't even want to donate my little $10 because I know what can it really do? It could do a lot. It could feed a
It
kid after
can.
school snacks for a whole week. Like people don't realize, give if you only give $5, $10, that means a lot. Like for us, when we had our nonprofit, $10, that means after school snacks for one kid for a whole week. So that means a lot for a kid that's hungry. That means a
Mm-hmm.
lot for a kid who mama crackhead know he ain't gonna eat when he get home, so we got to feed him before he get home. So
That's
that
right.
means a lot. People don't realize, so I don't know how we got on this, but I just wanted to add that.
Well, I love a good tangent, child. We always seem to find our way into a plethora of topics, but they all seem to be insightful and informative, and I really
Yeah.
appreciate that. I want to welcome all of the people that are coming in. I see drama, and Aiko has to go to bed, but um, we love you. Thank you so much. Um, Andrea just subscribed to your channel, Kristen.
Oh, I love that. Thank you. I will have, as soon as I get this LLC issue figured
Hmm.
out, because that's the only reason I haven't done anything, because I'm not a resident of the state where I live. I'm a
Hmm.
resident of Texas, and I am never going back if I have any choice about it. So, like,
Okay.
I'm literally sitting here going, like, I can't, if I start an LLC where I live,
Hmm.
then I have to change my residency. But if I start an LLC in Texas, as soon as my husband retires, we have to move back or I have to change the business. And then I have tax implications. It's like a whole thing I didn't never even thought about
Yeah.
until I decided to start a channel.
Oh wow, that's insane.
I
That is
mean,
literally insane.
I know. I just told my husband, I was like, okay, so how long till you retire?
Duh.
And where are we going to end up? And he can't tell me and he can't answer that. So I'm just going to wing it. Maybe
Oh
I'll.
wow.
One thing I've heard is that a lot of people like to establish in Delaware. It's a good place for small businesses because it's if you end
Thank
up
you,
making
Justice.
a
I was
lot of
about to shoot
money,
to you.
Yeah. But
if you make money
you have to
there,
have like the capital in order to start up and
Yeah.
it's I know it doesn't sound like a lot, but when you're talking about like starting an LLC, like like for example, in Texas, starting an LLC after you get through all the fees that you have to pay and then the administrative costs that you have to pay and everything. I mean, it's like around $1,200 before you ever do anything or buy anything.
wow,
And that's all. And
That's a lot.
Wow.
it's a lot. So I'm just like, okay, well, it's a worthwhile investment, but how many years until I make that back?
Yeah.
Yeah.
well, also
And there's no
you can
projection on that?
then also use it for different things as well. As you move along,
Yeah.
is not too particular because I actually have my own business, so I actually have a LLC, and I've just expanded it to cover my trademarked my YouTube channel to expand.
Mhm.
Perfect timing, sister. So I
So
need to
then we're
talk
going
to
to
you
pick your
about setting
brain.
up. Yes, because I need to talk to you about setting up mine then, because I have all these ideas for
All I know
things
is
that I
about
want to do and I want to,
Maryland.
huh?
All I know is about Maryland. That's what I do know.
Well, it's still
Yeah.
more information than I probably do have because what I want to do is create an LLC that is basically long and short a production company, but it houses all of the things that I produce, like my YouTube channel, like
It
my music, like the
well,
podcast that I'll eventually create.
it would be easier if you just do like professional services,
Hmm.
and then just like so that if you don't choose to stay in production, you can expand over without really having to go get another thing or worry about another vendor issue. Because like mine is professional services. Mine really was for dogs because I do dog grooming, dog training, all of those
Drama,
things.
that's what this whole live is about. Sorry about that. Drama said that they want to subscribe to all of us. I know that Justice's link to her channel is in the description box of this video. Bougie's channel is in the description box of this video. I'm gonna add Nakaya and Kristen's video to the description box once I'm off of here. But I am putting up banners with like what you need to search to find all of them. Those will be rotating as I go around. But they also said that that should be a video, tips helping each other grow. That's literally what this live is about.
Yeah.
I wanted to come on and talk about being a small YouTuber, talking about growing our channels, talking about, you know, the the lessons and the struggles that we're having, have had, things that we've learned, things that we can teach each other, how we can collaborate and, help each other grow, all of those things. That's really what this whole live is about. We
Small
just
channel
somehow,
roundup.
right.
Yeah,
We
exactly. Well,
we
for
just
me,
happen to venture into humanitarianism.
yeah.
Just
Say that, Kristen.
be aware though that the cross promotion between social media and YouTube, that is a big thing too. So
Uh,
you have to cross promote between, if you do Instagram, cross promote. If you do Twitter, cross promote. It's a big thing. Facebook, honestly, like you can skip it. But I mean,
oh,
because Facebook is, most of the users on Facebook are older. So you're not going to get a lot of under 30 on Facebook.
Well, I will say maybe I need to start promoting more on Facebook because the majority of my demographic, the majority of my subscribers are 35 and older.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
I was
my
gonna say,
highest
I think
demographic of
to be really successful, you want to have a cross. You want to have 20s, 30s, 40s, even 50s. You know what I'm
That's a good
saying?
point.
100%.
Yeah,
You want to
that's a
have
good
a
point.
cross because
100%.
the thing, like say for example, the things we're talking today.
Mhm.
Okay, just talked about giving.
Mhm.
Now, if look at a 20-something person in giving, a 30-something person in giving, 40-something person, and a 50-something person in giving, who you think is going to be able to give more?
Yeah, that's a really good point. Listen
So
to
you
her,
want
not
to
me.
catch
Ignore what I said.
everybody, and whoever it appeals to is gonna catch them. You know what I'm saying?
I'm about to go
Yeah.
ahead and get me an oldies but goodies CD and get ready to make
Listen.
videos. Be like,
Justice,
well, I'm gonna do some videos.
where are you in Maryland? Where are you in Maryland? Like what county are you in?
Moco.
That's crazy. Okay, sorry. I'm like fascinated because I lived in Maryland when my husband was stationed at Andrews. And
Oh yeah, I
so
know this.
and I fell in love. We lived in Charles County, like right off the Patuxent.
Okay, yeah, that's
So
an amazing place to be, because of the water, and then you're kind of relatively close to hop over to like Virginia or DC, like really
yeah.
quickly.
Yeah, we were like literally when I was talking about how I learned to do fact checking is because I work for a presidential commission. So I would have to like drive to the Branch Avenue station and then like take the metro to Rosslyn so that way I could like work and stuff. So I just, like when I hear people who are like, "Oh, I live in Maryland," or "Oh, I live in Virginia." I'm like, "Where?" Because I mean, I don't live there anymore, but I fell in love with the East Coast.
Yeah,
Nice.
that's because one thing about like
Excuse me,
here
guys.
that's really
I'm gonna go
awesome is that
ahead and go. I truly, truly enjoyed you guys, and I can't wait to the
Thank
next
you.
live. Um,
Thank you so
I
much,
wanted to,
sweetheart.
I wanted to get to my destination and listen to y'all, but I don't want to disturb y'all with the turn signals and the GPS.
And you know they getting my ass about driving, so I'm not even going. We ain't even go. Wrong road.
They
Wrong
do. That's why I was
road.
like, yeah, I like him. See, he can multitask with the driving and the talking.
Right. Yes, she can. But
Well,
I
I
pulled up your
appreciate everybody. Jordan, I really appreciate you
no
letting
problem at all,
me
love.
talk about my channels.
Of course, y'all see the banner
Giving
right
me
here
some
that I have dropped
insight.
down.
And
Mhm.
I'm if I say anything or I'm really active on Twitter. So like if you guys hear me say something and you want me to clarify or whatever, like send me a message on Twitter because that tends to be where I focus my social media energy.
And the channel name is the same as Kristen's handle. It's the number one Kristen. And I'll be I'll be on rotating them back and forth while we're up here. But Nakaya, thank you so much, babe.
I
No,
love that
thank
name too.
you. You guys have a great rest of your day.
you
Thank you so
too.
much, love. You as well. Make sure you DM me on Twitter. That's really the only social media that I have at Poor
Okay.
Jordan, POURJORDEN. If you forget, it's in the intro to all of my videos. But
Okay.
DM me there and we'll chat.
I
And you
sure will.
also you
All
Thank
right,
can
you.
love.
add
No
Kelly
problem at all, babe.
KELLEY, the number 4 and real REAL Kelly for real. Kelly for real estate basically, but it's Kelly for real. That's my Twitter.
That's your Twitter? Okay.
Mhm.
I'm gonna draw.
Yeah. So what I was saying is that one thing that's great about the DMV that I think like people don't realize is that there's like so much to do here. There's so much to like experience here, and I feel like a lot of people don't realize it until you're here. Like me being here, Moco, I'm in a place where I'm in the upper side of Moco because I'm not gonna try to
Hmm.
vacation out on the internet because y'all be creepy. Um, y'all be
No, that's hey, you have to protect yourself because there are some crazy people out there who will target you. So absolutely, you protect yourself, you protect your family. Be vague.
yeah. So, but
Okay.
basically, it's like you can really get to any part of Mocha. I can go to I mean not Mocha, but Maryland. I can go to like Baltimore. I can go over the bridge, be in Tyson's Corner, like and be in Georgetown or DuPont Circle. Like it's such a wonderful place to be at. Or like one thing we really like to do is like in our families go to dinner in DC and then get a hotel across the bridge, like in Alexandria, because um it's cheaper because you end up getting a better hotel
Yeah,
for
you do.
dollars less.
Or you
Like
can, or even, especially, you can stay in Alexandria for like half of what it costs to stay in National Harbor.
yes,
Wow.
National Harbor is so expensive. Like I remember when we went because we went to MGM a couple of times. Like
Hmm.
when we actually had to stay in what was it? We stayed in Arlington instead or something, right across the bridge. Maybe
The
not.
only the
Go ahead.
only reason to even go to National Harbor is to ride the Ferris wheel, take a picture in front of the Peep car from the Peep
Yeah.
store, and then go like to the that art project of Poseidon coming out of the sand.
My my my
Like what
husband
else is there to do?
My husband actually knew the artist, the guy who made those hands. He actually passed away last year.
Mm.
Aw, that's
But
a beautiful piece.
yeah, we were going to get him to make some piece, like a piece for us, like a small sculpture for us. But
Mm.
before he could even like finish like with the ideas, he passed away. It being his time because he was not a spring chicken.
Yeah. Jordan,
But
what we're talking about is there's a section of National Harbor which is on the Potomac River, and it's a
Okay.
section of sand, and it's not very big, maybe like 25, maybe 50 yards
yeah,
long, and then it has like a silver statue, and it looks like Poseidon is rising out of the sand, but it's his hands, feet, and face, and each piece is like 15 feet tall.
Wow.
So there's like multiple pieces scattered on the sand that would appear like a person is trying to rise up out of the sand, out of the water.
That's sick.
yeah, it's really cool. It's really, really cool. I recommend to anyone to like Google it. It's a really cool thing. And then but my guilty pleasure when I go down there is McCormick and Schmidt's just because I
Oh,
like
yes. Their lobster mashed potatoes are so good.
Yes, lobster
so
mashed
good. Oh
potatoes.
my gosh.
I
So bad
wanted
for you, but it's
to
so good.
I wanted to read a couple comments and then I had a question for you guys.
Sure thing.
We had a viewer from Ireland. I'm not exactly sure how to pronounce your name. Is it Cian McManus? They say, Happy Friday, family. Greetings from Ireland. Thank you so much for tuning in, love. What
All
time is
right.
it in Ireland right now?
I think
Isn't
it's
it
like
like 5:30
yeah, it should be
AM
around
or the
like
afternoon?
p.m. p.m.
PM.
Oh, okay. I was like, ooh, well, it's happy hour. Drink for me, babe.
I
Oh,
just got my birthday was on Wednesday, and
happy
for my
belated.
oh, thank you. For my
If I didn't tell
birthday,
you already.
Chris, that's my husband, got me an Aran poncho. It's a
Mm,
sweater that's um that the sheep are raised in Ireland, and it's Irish artisans and stuff, but it's like a wool poncho because where I live is freezing cold like 5 months out of the year.
wow, that
So
is
I
insane.
love Ireland. I've never been, but I love it.
I would love to go just to travel. I just love to go and see new things. But I did want to ask another YouTube question, just because I was sitting here thinking, like, there have been different waves on you on YouTube. Like, there was a point where like drama channels were really big, and then there was a point where like makeup channels and like beauty channels were really big, and there's starting to be like a wave of like Bravo housewife channels that are like seem to be like raising out of the woodwork. But I wanted to know what you guys thought like the next wave of YouTube was, and if you could start a wave in YouTube, what would it be?
I think that the next wave is going to be content like Mr. Ballin and Bailey Sarian, that kind of story format content.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I think it's really, I think because it's not problematic and you're not dependent upon that person's reputation so much as like how they present themselves, like Mr. Ballin is, he's very dry, but most people aren't going to, go after him as a person. I mean, he's a former Navy SEAL, like people look at Bailey Sarian and she's really open and honest. And she just started her like dark history podcast and stuff like that. So she does like history stuff as well as true crime. And so you get, I think that's kind of, I've seen those channels grow a whole lot. I think the Bravo content is going to be popular, but only as long as Bravo is popular, and that popularity is already on the downward slide.
Mm-hmm. That's
I
kind of like the MLM channels. They like had like a really strong wave for a second, and then it's like you don't really see them as pushed in the algorithms as you used to. I'm sorry, whoever I interrupted. I think it might have been Justice.
Yeah, like I agree with Kristen. I think with the whole trying to find content that's not dependent on how well something performs, but also I think that a lot of these YouTube videos as a collective outperform the actual episodes, because I think I see a lot more people who don't really want to watch the show unless they know it's a good episode. So they come
Mm-hmm.
here to YouTube first to hear what's going on, and then they may watch it. Or if like we say don't watch like the reunion part 3 because it was terrible, or only watch the last 5 minutes, people will literally go and watch the last 5 minutes.
That
So
is very true.
I think that's like we get more views than what they do. But I think one thing I really liked a lot of was this whole thing that's been like another trend. It's mostly on TikToks, though I haven't really seen like a channel really devoted to this too much, or too many
Mm,
channels. It's AITA, am I the a hole? So
mm,
I like those stories a lot. So I do a few of those on occasion, just like because they're real people in a sense, but it's not too crazy. It's not like I don't try and I feel like it's not problematic. It's mostly like, oh, like, this could be a situation you could find yourself. And I try and be like a little bit more realistic. So I think that would be like another wave of more channels that should be popping over to YouTube. Just because you can get monetized a lot better than what you can do on TikTok. So
mm.
I think what Jordan said, or not Jordan, sorry, Justice said about the like the problematic like that it's easier to get monetized because it isn't problematic. I think that that's really important to remember, because we all need to be very conscious of, for creators, the damage that was done with beauty YouTube. Because they damaged the entire platform when Jeffree Star and Nikita Dragon and all of those people, like when they started having their stuff, and the Trisha Paytas and all of those, those problematic things, that was a big deal. And then Shane Dawson, his what he basically took down like 10 billion views worth of videos because
How?
he got canceled because he was so bad off platform. That's why I said like the cross promotion is really important. And the more authentic that you are, the more open you are with your viewers and your audience, the better. Because like what got Shane Dawson in trouble was stuff that he had done years previously that some
Mm-hmm.
people knew about, but not a lot. And then when it became, when it started coming out, and there was just more and more and more and more. So you really have to be honest, and then you look at like creators like the Ace family and stuff like that, and their off platforms behavior killed their YouTube channel.
yeah.
How do you feel that Shane is posting again?
I hate Shane Dawson, and I think any person who attempts to groom children via social media so for their own gratification, whatever those purposes are, yeah, you deserve to die 1,000 deaths.
Sickening.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
agree. I, target practice for the military. That's what I think of, honestly.
Go
It's
off. I love that.
no, I mean like starting because um
Because
okay, so
I remember
for
the I'm sorry, Kristen. I think like you and me, we get our brain going at the same time with ideas.
probably
But I
great
was thinking,
minds think alike.
of course, I think that I think of the Willow Smith every time I think about Shane Dawson,
Every time.
and
Yes,
it's
that's the
just
one
like,
thing I think about too.
I just can't get that out of my thing. Like every
It,
time I see it, it's
yeah, that was really bad. His grooming behavior towards his own cousin, that was really bad. Seeing him on like the old like roulette style social media, which I mean, gosh, that's 10 years ago, whatever. Like that was really
I remember
bad
those
as
days. Yeah.
he, tried to groom his own fans. I mean, when you're talking to an 11-year-old girl, why would you ask
And
her to
telling her
twerk?
to twerk with your mother. Like,
Yeah,
that's
stuff
gross.
like that.
And the mama's encouraging this shit. I want to move on because I be done fucked around and got messed around and got mad. I wanted to ask you guys because I have a couple of questions that I wanted to ask before I forget. How do you feel about YouTube becoming the new mainstream media?
I think that's really bad because people don't know how to actually and legitimately vet information and fact check and look into their sources. People tend to take things at face value, and that is never a good way to try and find truth. Truth is never at face value. Truth, you have to dive deeper, and most people don't even know how to start, much less how to actually accomplish it legitimately.
Thank
I
you, Elaine.
agree. I think one thing that I liked about Kimpire was that he always cited his sources, or Layla Lynn. They always bring up the article and you can see it and read it for yourself.
Yes.
Even though like they're reading it out loud, but I can like see that this is a real like page 6
An
article,
actual thing, yeah.
and it's not just someone just blowing smoke and just making up stories. I think and that's just on the entertainment basis where it's not like too serious.
Hmm.
But I think for other instances, I don't appreciate like other platforms like that just seem to get stuck on being on a side of things instead of just giving your opinion about a behavior. Like people who are like one of the biggest things that was going on for a while, and unfortunately still is a thing, is this whole Phelan versus Portia thing. And it's
Uh-huh.
just like it seems to that ideology of like, oh, Portia, she's the clout, she's amazing, she's this, she's that. And it's like, but she did something wrong, even with someone saying like you did something wrong, or like people who are like right now diehard Nene fans. And I'm like, yo, she called out all her alleged friends, and I'm doing quotation marks right now, um
Yeah.
friends, for not, going out lavishly for her, for her husband's passing. And
Oh,
it's like, yeah, like I see that you love this person and you're idolizing this person, but what you did is wrong. You don't call out your friends like that. If you had a problem, why didn't you call all of them?
but they ain't her damn friends. That's the problem. Like,
And
she's
what,
talking
yeah,
about a bunch of people who she doesn't have good functioning relationships with, right?
yeah, like
And
you
the
dragged them on
problem,
TV for like 10 years. And like,
yeah, like these are people who you have called just your coworkers. These are people who you
I
have
was
had
just going to say
continuous
that.
arguments with. These are people who you have not left the show in good standings with. Yes, they reached out to you because they're good enough people to do that because they don't have any real beef with you. Y'all just aren't friends. Like, y'all aren't cool. Like, you put yourself in that position to where they don't have a reason to be that concerned or that invested in making sure that you're okay. Are they going to pay respects to your husband? Absolutely. So what does it matter that they put their $200 together to buy you some flowers? What does it matter? Because they didn't have to get you shit.
And the other thing is, she called out. It sent. Nene is one of those friends, and I have a friend like this too. No matter what you do, it's always going to be, well, you didn't call, well, you didn't this, well, But I love her anyway. But I'm just saying, there are friends like that. But what I would want to say is regard to Nene talking about Cynthia not showing up to the funeral. This is how I am. I have friends from high school that their mom has died, who I knew in high school, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or they husband has died or whatever the case may be. But if I'm not close to you, I feel it's disrespectful to show up to the funeral like a looky loo. Like I ain't talked to you
Yeah.
in 10, 15, 20 years. So for me, like I'm not showing up out of respect. Now I may send something, like me and my best friend will go like, oh, so and so husband died. You want to send some flowers? Okay, cool. We'll send something, but we're not necessarily going to show up because me personally, I see that as a sign of disrespect. If you wasn't close to me, don't show up to my family's funeral. You know what I'm saying?
That's like di-
You like the
that's like
looky blue. You want to see the casket. You want to see how many limos we had. You want to see, like, I don't know. So for me, I feel like with her and Cynthia, they didn't leave off on the best of terms. So Cynthia probably was like, well, I'll send some flowers, but I'm not going to just show up. You know what I'm
but
saying? Because
but
our
see
last
here
interaction wasn't positive. So I don't
Yeah.
know.
And
I mean,
especially
I
since it
can
was,
kind of. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt.
well, I would add one more point to this is that Cynthia and Nene was even like saying that Cynthia doesn't really need to stay on anymore. Her storyline's done. Even when Cynthia wasn't even talking about her. And then second of
me dog,
all,
baby.
he was she was saying that there was she didn't want flowers. I remember like vividly reading
She
that
did.
article of stating that she didn't want flowers
Yeah.
because it was so sad and all this stuff. So it's like, okay, everybody just went ahead and gave you one thing of flowers just to show something nice. And but because they knew that you didn't want a whole bunch of flowers in your house. So
So,
it's a catch 22.
Like
Yes,
I
Miss
said,
Law.
so
Nene is the type of person that nothing is going to be good. Now, don't get me wrong. I've heard things, by living in LA and her going to a lot of spots. I heard she's really nice to a lot of people. I have heard that.
Mm-hmm.
But largely we see her, like, I don't know. I just feel like
no.
nothing is good enough. If Cynthia would have showed up, she would have said, well, you ain't talked to me all this time. Why show up just to get the cameras for my husband's repast? You know what I'm saying? So it's like with her, like you don't even know what you should do or what you shouldn't do. Like it's
Two two
So
things.
I I'm sorry, Jordan. Can I
No
jump
problem,
in ahead
baby.
of you?
Yeah, go ahead, sweetheart.
Okay. So I've talked about it. You know, sometimes when I've called in, I know I said it on Ken Park's channel, but I've lost someone. We lost our son um, uh, 7 years ago, and when you go through losing someone that you love with your whole soul, the way that she seems to have been attached to Greg, you are not rational for a very long time afterwards,
Mm-hmm.
and you lash out at everyone and everything that everyone says. You'll either take it as really wrong or as very comforting, but that doesn't mean that that's how they actually meant it. And you discover a lot about the people around you when you go through that level of grief. I discovered after, because we were halfway through a pregnancy when my son died in utero. So I've been very, like, I'm a big proponent of. I always talk about, awareness for miscarriages, pregnancy loss, stillbirth, stuff like that, because of what I went through. I'm a big pro-choice advocate because of what I went through. So I advocate for things based off of my grief. But I
100%.
had people around me who told me that my pregnancy loss ruined their pregnancy announcement. They found out they were pregnant, and my son dying was inconvenient because they wanted to have a big party announcing that they were pregnant. At which point I was like,
Uh-oh.
well, then just number one, don't invite me. And number two, make the damn announcement. My loss has nothing to do with your happiness. And I had other people that said that, grieving beyond like 2 weeks, I was making it all about me. Everything was all about me. I was very self centered. And
Fuck off.
people really, really judge you for how you grieve. people that you love, people that have
That is
always been
true.
there for you, people that are very supportive in every other way. When you have your world ripped apart, suddenly they don't show up. And that's
That
when
is
you
true.
find out who was there. So the person who sent the flowers has nothing to do with whether or not they are supportive. Cynthia didn't go to the repast. Okay. She said that. But then Cynthia and Nene both talked about the fact that she showed up to Nene's restaurant club. My mind's blanking, but she showed up and they talked for hours.
Hmm.
They spent all this time together. She provided face to face support. So to have, so Nene coming out,
Hmm.
and being like, well, she didn't even come to this. Right now, I see that as lashing out at a safe person because Cynthia did come and did the one-on-one support. She's lashing out, she lashed out at her. Well, then she started, all these people started being like, "Oh, boo, Nene," demanding flowers and all this, and people started hating her. And now she's had to put out this video asking for people to leave her alone, and she's crying in this video,
Oh my
asking
God.
people to leave her alone because people are now going after Nene. And
Nene's
Greg's
an
only been
actress.
gone, but
I'm
I have a
sorry.
Greg's
couple
only been gone
things
a
though.
month. The
I have
Greg's
a
only
couple.
been gone like a month.
I have a
So,
couple things though. I have a couple things on that. Since you brought that up too, that just gave me a third point. My first point was I can see Bougie's point of because I would probably feel that way if I wasn't in the best place with somebody. I may feel awkward about showing up and the optics of how that would look. Like I would feel very like Diana Ross showing up to like Florence Ballard's funeral, like very that, or was it Mary Wilson? But anyway, um, like how Diana took a lot of heat for that because they said that she basically showed up and was very grand and made it all about her, and she showed out at the funeral, basically, blah blah
Exactly.
blah blah blah. I understand that perspective on it. Um, the thing with the um the thing about Cynthia, though, I believe that Cynthia said that the reason why she didn't show up to the repast was because she wasn't even in town or like she wasn't available and she wasn't able to make it. Like it's not that she just chose not to show up. And like Nene was sitting here talking about how she showed up a week later, blah 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 blah. But I think Cynthia actually came out and said the reason why was because she was in LA or she, wasn't able to be there. She's in full press mode for the Ultimate Girls Trip right now. So
Right. She could have had
because
all
that's not your
four.
best friend anymore, I'm sure she doesn't feel necessarily obligated to drop everything she's doing to come to your side,
Thank
like the
you.
Fox News 5. So
Exactly.
the reason you're complaining about her showing up a week later is BS because, like Kristen said, she did show up face to face to your club in the first place. But my thing is, I don't understand, and this is not me coming after Nene because I do understand everything that Kristen said, but but where the irrationality plays into me is like you want people to leave you alone, you want people to send you you don't want people to send you flowers, blah 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 blah, but you want people to respect the stuff that you're going through, but you're posting on social media trying to act like things are okay, and you're like trying to you know, push forward and move on, but then you want people to leave you alone. So why don't you just be left alone? Like get off of
Mm,
social media, get off of YouTube, delete these apps off of your phone, stop looking at comments, stop looking at the media, stop looking at any of this stuff because Nene is easily triggered by something she will see in anybody's video.
right.
Like I saw Nene make an entire YouTube video on her channel about about a sentence that Candy said in one of her videos.
Right.
Like Nene, you're
You got
saying
to put
that
the
you don't want
struggle,
this
boo.
attention, but you have to get out of the spotlight.
Yeah.
yeah, she definitely like needs to go to like a support group for those, who have lost like a grief support group. She
100%.
honestly, I really hope that she is in therapy to deal with all of this cuz
Hmm.
not just, because Greg has been sick for years.
Right.
And it's really hard when you have someone who's sick like that. And I myself have not lived through it, but I have heard other people who have been in similar situations where the person, they basically died long before they actually died because they were so sick. What made them them ceased to exist long before their body finally gave out.
Oh
They
my
were
God,
just,
I'm getting depressed.
I'm
Mm.
sorry.
Um,
I'm sorry. I think Nene needs to just step away completely and deal with it. When after Callum died, I spent a year in bed because I couldn't function, and it was bad. And I honestly think that you have to step away, and Nene needs to step away to deal with her grief because
yeah.
she's lashing out. And then after she lashes out, we've all seen now, we're seeing the regret of that because now people are responding but the public is reactive, not proactive. We're going to react to what she puts out there. And she put
Okay,
out
can I say
something.
something? And I know this is going to come across kind of mean, but this
That's
is
okay.
the mean side of Bad Bougie, which
That's the
Jordan
bad
said
and
he
bad
has
and
a
bougie.
channel, so he knows I do have it. Okay,
Period.
first of all, Nene, you were the one that came across so insensitive the whole time. He was going through this struggle, right? You was like, oh, you was the one still when he was on his last days, and you said he was transitioning. You were still out promoting your stuff, doing your business, right? So how can you fault Cynthia for not dropping everything, running to your side afterwards? When he was on his transition in bed, you was out still working. So why shouldn't Cynthia still work when you guys weren't even really friends and run to your side? Nene, it's enough with her wanting everybody to grovel at her feet. Her and Giselle and this whole you got to grovel at my feet. I'm serious. It's just too much for me. And
No,
I'm
you
just
make a
going to
good
say,
point.
if your own husband, you set up at an event and said, I'm working and my husband's transitioning, blah, 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 blah. So if you didn't even see fit to drop your business deals for your own husband transitioning, then how the hell do you expect Cynthia to drop her shit to come to you and you ain't even been really messing with her?
And then on top of that, my problem is
Girl,
Nene
bye.
is flip-flopping on social media because she's saying that she doesn't want flowers. She's saying that she doesn't want attention. She wants people to leave her alone. But then at the same time, she's doing videos where she's, promoting her wig company. She's promoting her Ladies of Success group, and she's doing all of that and all of that stuff. So you don't want flowers supporting you in your grief, which is understandable, but you still want us to spend our money on your products, even though you don't want us. Yeah, even though you want us to leave you alone.
Well, that's
Right.
why I think she needs to
It's
just
just
step away and get some help because
That's my
nobody
point.
knows how to react to that. And if you or I were to meet her today in public, if she was in LA and she ran into Bad and Bougie, you guys would be like, "Sorry for your loss, but how is that my problem?" Because it isn't. It's not anybody else's problem. Your grief is yours. The people around you who know you, who've been through it with you, yes, they are there for you. But anybody else, this is not, it's social media, not your safe space. So I understand completely where you're coming from. And I'm and I don't disagree with what you're saying. I mean, unfortunately, her behavior leading up to Greg's passing and going, and now after Greg's passing is in and of itself an issue. She has created a lot of the problems. She dug this hole.
I'll
Yep.
She
say
dug this
this
hole.
and then I'll say this and then I'll move on because, we have, um ready to watch tomorrow, which is all housewife topics, and this isn't one of the topics. But I'll say this and then I'll leave it alone. Um um I lost my train of thought. Sorry. Never mind.
It's okay. It
But
happens to the best of us.
but I did have another question as far as like YouTubing and like how you guys felt about like different mediums of production and stuff like that because um this was on the back of my how do you feel about like YouTube and stuff like that becoming the new media? How do you feel about the wave of popularity between like YouTubing and podcasting? And like last year there was a lot of people moving from YouTube and creating podcasts because of all the changes and stuff that were going on. And then this year it seems like a lot of people are coming back to YouTube, still on their YouTube, coming being new to YouTube, it seems like that is still growing. How do you feel about like the wave of podcasters versus YouTubers fluctuating?
I
I think
think
you go.
okay, all right, all right. I think that it's a I think that there's always been an influx of users on YouTube. It switches back and forth between different mediums because it was like, a lot of YouTubers were starting to do a lot more Instagram lives at one
Hmm.
point, and then it was a whole bunch of people switched over to TikTok, and then there's now people who are now trying to switch over from TikTok to YouTube, and I'm starting to
Hmm.
see actually more people coming from podcasting to YouTube, even if it's just to share like clips of their podcast.
Yeah.
But I think that's I think that's going to keep happening because then it's going to be a new like platform. Like if we have like platform, we'll call it just the happy platform. There's a new happy platform out there. It's going to be more people who's going to switch over, try and see what's going on because I think a lot of people want to um, see this unknown territory in a sense. And then
Hmm.
when it doesn't work out the way they want to, they come back to old, reliable YouTube because I think it's just like it keeps its same
Old
platform.
Faithful.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
old faithful. You keep your same platform. You like for me, I'm starting to see like a rhythm in like trying to do my uploads. It's like
Hmm.
I introduce the topic, then I talk about myself, what my channel's about, and then, this, subscribe, like, whatever. Then I'm like, all right, let's get into the topic. And then at the end, I ask my questions and I remind people again to like, subscribe, and stuff. So it's like you
Right.
just get that influx. It's like you can get that rhythm in. And I'm seeing that like and I noticed that pattern not from like watching people who do like how to videos, but more so like I saw it across the board, like entertainment videos. Like I watch a lot of like professional help videos, like um interview help, all those different things, because I just like for me being in the private sector, I'm always interviewing for jobs just because I don't know what's going to be the next opportunity that's going to be a great opportunity. And it's not really in the best place for me to stay with a company for like 30 years because then, they're not going to invest that much. It's a known fact that they won't invest as much into like promotions or like 10% raise. They'll only give you like 10% raises when I can move over to another company with like my skill set and I can make 20% more or 30% more. So it's like,
Understand.
it's playing a numbers game in that sense. So it doesn't really help you to just stay loyal in one place unless like you've grown into like a different role. And if they don't have plans of putting you in a different role, I recommend leaving. But I say all that just because I feel like old reliable YouTube just seems to have like this simple template that you just have to follow. And once you get into it, you kind of can specialize it to make it yours with your own jazz without having
Hmm.
to do too much like thinking, like rethinking the wheel. That's what I'll say. What do you think about it, Kristen? I'll pass it over to you. Here's the baton. I'm passing it.
So I think that YouTube has shown itself to be a reliable form of media, and media in and of itself ebbs and flows for what's popular. We had a period of time when it was broadcast television and then cable television, and then it kind of moved over to like mail DVD services, and then streaming services, and then social media, and now we're back to streaming services. So I think we've kind of all seen that our cultural zeitgeist has moved away from traditional means into new methods of consumption. And YouTube has demonstrated that it changes as things change. YouTube initially did not have, you didn't have an about page. You didn't have a community tab. You didn't have YouTube shorts. We didn't have those things. They've been added as it's become popular. Live streams were not a thing up until a couple of years ago. So now we see that, oh, okay, YouTube has continued to transform itself to maintain its own relevancy, and most other forms of media have not done that. And if they've tried, a lot of times it's been too little, too late. Like what we're seeing now with Bravo and, content being pushed over to Peacock, except the content is shit. So why the hell would anybody pay for that? And that's what you
That
have to do. You have to go over to Peacock and you have to subscribe. If you already have cable, you don't have to pay for it. But if you don't have cable, you have to pay for it. And why are we going to pay to watch content that's crap? Nobody wants to watch it. Nobody wants to pay to watch people shit on the floor and claim that it's makeup. Nobody wants to pay to watch somebody, to watch microaggressions at a beautiful dinner party, or to watch, a bunch of white women break a black woman down and, okay, now, well, she's crying, so those must be the tears of our racism. Like, come on, that's ridiculous. Nobody wants to watch that stuff. And unfortunately, major media companies are now playing catch up. And you and I and all of you, collective you, not you specifically, but you and I, we have moved beyond that style of content. We want to a la carte our entertainment. We want to pick and choose the things we're interested in, and we don't want to pay for crap we don't want to see. If we don't want to see that stuff, we're not going to pay for it. We're not going to subscribe to it, and we're not going to consume it. And the ratings reflect it.
Yeah,
100%.
I think I will to expand on that. Like, I feel that Peacock was such a great idea. It came a little too late, like, to what Kristen was
late.
saying, but
Yeah.
also the content isn't great. And I think, as a person who has it, because I have Comcast, so it kind of comes already with the TV.
It's part of your. You have cable, so it's included as part of your cable. It's like,
and it's like, honestly, I feel like, I've said this before on other platforms, like other channels and stuff, but first of all, you had the book, All Diamonds Are Not Rosé. That book would have been such a better documentary series. It could have been like 2 episodes a week coming out of these women,
we just
like,
interviewed all these housewives instead of.
And flashbacks, and
but that's what Bravo's YouTube channel is.
So why didn't they make this like a web series instead of a book?
I don't know. I don't really see why they even made the book, because it wasn't because it's not new information. This is just really confirming all the things that I've always believed about people, or believed.
Yeah, that they all belong on Jerry Springer.
That's what I said on Hot Messy Topics. I was like, it seems like they're just regurgitating information that we already thought was true. Like, I don't see the point, to be perfectly honest. But if you wanted to do this, since they already do like the unseen footage or like the secrets revealed specials on Bravo, why didn't they just do this as a series, like how Andy's done like the history of reality television and like all of those type of series? Why didn't he just do like the history of housewives and just release all of these as interviews, sitting down with all these different people? Like,
because he's not that smart.
Or even like some of these, like, a lot of these really big disputes, I feel like, do not need to take place like with everyone on the couch for reunions. I think that's another thing that I don't really like. I think that's something why I like more of like the VH1 platform, is that they just bring those two people together to just really like hash it out, in a sense. Because then I feel
like the conversation.
No, I'm talking about like reunion wise. Like, if like someone says something you don't like, or they were talking ish about you or whatever, or maybe it was a big oversight issue just between, like how it was on season 5, with just between Monique and Candace. I felt like it should have been just a segment with them two together. Processing all that.
But that was okay. But that, oh God, that whole Monique and Candace thing, like, this is like a thing where I am literally like, what they did to Monique off camera, behind the scenes, everything else, what they did to her, that is a level of despicable that for me is untenable. Like, but like, so I don't know if you guys watched it, but the day after the part 3 of the season 5 reunion aired, Monique did a live chat on All About the Tea.
All About the Tea. I was
Yeah.
watching that
Yep.
live when it happened.
She did that, and she had emailed Bravo like 12 hours before to ask to be let out of her contract.
Mhm.
Then she went, later on, like a month later, went on Behind the Velvet Rope and did his
Yep.
podcast, and then
I
he
saw that too.
uploaded that to YouTube as well. Finding out like how they manipulated her behind the scenes, and how she was like progressively like, okay, something bad would happen, and she would be like, you know what? It's fine. I'm going to keep it moving. And then something else would happen. You know what? Okay. I don't like it. Keep it moving. And she just kept doing it and doing it and doing it. But then when she saw what they did to her husband, and it was the straw that broke the camel's back. And she was like, I'm done. I'm done.
Right.
You book me in another hotel because
Oh, that
like
pissed me off so bad.
well, can you imagine waking up that morning, having your glam squad, because they didn't just book her. They booked her, her assistant, her husband, her bird,
Everybody in the wrong hotel. Right, T'Challa.
every single
R.I.P.
person
T'Challa.
in the wrong hotel. Every single person that she brought in the
Right.
wrong hotel. And they did it on purpose. And she found out by accident because Karen Huger was like, what room are you in? And she told her, and Karen was like, where are you? Why are you not answering the door? And she was like, what are you
Right.
talking about? I'm at the door right now. I'm opening the door. Why are you not in front of my door? And Karen was like, what hotel are you at? And that's how she found out.
Mm.
That. So,
Quick sidebar
but
really quick.
Bravo's
Quick sidebar
intention. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No problem. Quick sidebar really quick. Let me read this comment. Murray said, I still have 102 fever, but I wanted to support Jordan. Thank you so much, sweetheart. I think I need to go back to bed, though. Thank you for checking on me. Thank you so much, sweetheart. Go take care of your damn self, honey. You ain't got to be laid up watching me, child. I do not watch. I do not want you watching me or us on your damn deathbed. Go Go and take some medicine and take a nap, sweetheart. We love you. Thank you so much, love. I really appreciate you stopping by. Mwah.
Love you,
Go
Murray.
ahead.
Okay. So, but like what I was saying about Monique is, can you imagine if they had gotten up the next morning, and we all remember how she had kind of bob hair, beautiful gold gown. And I mean, that was Cinderella, coming to the ball. She was like
One.
show-stoppingly beautiful.
Yeah.
And can you imagine she gets up, she's dressed like that. She's going, to where she thinks they're filming, and then them to be like, oh, we didn't tell you? It's actually at this hotel. Everybody else is already there waiting. And then
That was
she
the
would have come.
plan.
That's insidious.
Yes,
That is insidious.
that was
And
the plan
that
because had she never
that
called
is
Karen and asked her what room she was in, she would have never known.
Yep,
Mm.
exactly. And that's why I got so angry about like everything in, because I've only known about it for like the last like 3 months, but
Mhm.
knowing about it for the last 3 months has completely changed the way I see everything about Bravo.
100%.
And that's why you see like the lives I participated in, prior to finding out about that stuff versus now. My perspective did a 180. I gave the benefit of the doubt. Once I saw that, I was like, you know what? There's no benefit of the doubt. There is none.
100%.
That changed it for me. That changed it for me. And I started looking back, and I went back and rewatched stuff, and I was like, oh, okay. Now I see, like, I can see things I didn't see before. And I'm sorry, but you will never convince me that if that had been OC, that they would have done that to Kelly Dodd or Heather or Dubrow or Vicky Gunvalson or Tamra Judge. They would never have done that to them. They would never have treated them so atrociously. They would
As bad as
never
they treated
have done
Vicky
it.
in her last season, I
And
still
she
don't think they
faked
would have put her
cancer.
in the wrong hotel.
No, and she faked a cancer diagnosis for the show.
She was conned.
Yeah, right.
Sorry.
Yeah, right. No. That's why I'm like this whole Dorit thing. I'm taking that shit with a grain of salt, as I am not willing to like believe it hook, line, and sinker, even with the photos. I'm sorry, but after everything that came out with the Kardashians and how Kim Kardashian was targeted and what happened in Paris and all of that, and I watched those episodes of
Yep.
Keeping Up with the Kardashians, and you cannot convince me that what happened to Dorit, that I'm okay, I can't say you can't convince me, but it's just there's too
Yeah.
many
It's gonna
similarities.
be hard to
There's
convince my
too
girl.
many there's too many similarities. She was in bed and she woke up to find men at the end of her bed. Guess what? That's what Kim Kardashian said.
Same thing Kim
She
said.
heard them come in through a door. That's what Kim Kardashian said. They demanded her stuff and they were threatening her. That's what Kim Kardashian said.
Okay,
She
can I?
begged for her life. She begged for her life and said, I'm a mother. That's what Kim Kardashian
Oh
said.
my
I'm
God.
not saying it didn't happen. I'm saying that for me,
Elaine, thank
it has
you.
planted a seed of doubt because she is so desperate for relevance.
That's
And
very true.
and here's the thing too. All of this happened. This is such a big deal. It happened the night before they started filming.
Yeah.
Now everybody's at her house. And her house had to be set up for filming. They were there yesterday putting up lights and making sure the boom was ready and all. I mean, that. So there
Hmm.
had to be a lot of people at her house yesterday because they were starting filming today. And all this stuff is happening, but PK is staying in the UK. His home was broken into by armed intruders where his wife was threatened with her life and his children were present, but he's not coming back.
Mm.
Like that doesn't track to me unless there's something like suspicious. He's not in the
Kanye literally
military.
walked off stage in the middle of a concert to go be with Kim, honey, and he been trying to divorce her for years, according to his Twitter. That is.
Exactly. Exactly. When he found out that something happened to his wife and he didn't go to Paris because they were already going to leave Paris, but he walked off stage to take care of stuff. He went to New York to take care of stuff. Like that's what I'm saying is there's too much about this that doesn't make sense. And then to have Teddy ready to go after Dana. Are you kidding? Dana lives in
That was
Florida.
random.
This happened at
Yeah.
11 o'clock at night. Dana lives in Florida. So it was like 2 a.m. What are you talking about? And sharing the LLC, those are public documents. What are you talking about? Like, it's too much, too convenient, and the timing is too suspect. As Bailey Sarian would say, suspicious.
Yes, suspicious. I want to ask one more question before I bring this to a close because at this point all of us up here do have YouTube channels, and since I'm sure we're all going to be covering this and more topics on a variety of channels, I wanted to ask you something about each of your personal channels, and then I wanted to do it do an up and at 'em and then go around the room and have y'all like really promote and stuff like that, and then jump off of here. But I wanted to ask all of you, what is your
This is a
desired goal
professional
for your
host, though. I'm loving
huh?
it. I said, look at you, the professional host. I'm loving that.
Well, I'm doing what I can. I'm
You're
trying. I'm
doing
trying to
what
get a little
you
footing.
do.
I'm trying or whatever.
I
But
love it.
thank you so much. I wanted to know what your ultimate goal was for your channel. Like, what was it that you really wanted to see out of your channel? Like, what was it even if it's not like having a million subscribers or this, that, and the third, like, is, what would your channel look like for you to be like, my channel is successful?
All
Not all
right.
at once.
That's a very
Okay.
good question.
For me, I think I really want to be able to just put out the content that I like. And I really thought that most of the time, for me, I'm the bad guy
Thank
on
you,
a lot of
Dollars.
these networks. I'm the bad guy. I
Hey.
I think that
Your
like
hair is so cute.
Yes, it is.
you.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to
I had
interrupt. Go ahead.
yeah, it's okay. I had like another interview today, so I had to spruce myself up. It went really well. And I really like their company, so we'll find out Tuesday if it is what it is, and y'all need to pray for you, girl, because I'm trying to leave. Or I'm
Definitely. I
trying to
definitely
leave this
will.
one place to move on to another.
Everybody in the chat, pray for Justice, cause she getting all of her coins in all these interviews, honey.
'Cause
So y'all pray she get every that
Opportunity.
all the jobs she interviews for, they offer her the job. Drop red triangles for Justice.
Red triangles.
I think, well, because honestly, what I'm trying to do is I really want to get another remote job so I can then use that income to then open up the storefront I want to have for my dog grooming.
Yes.
Um, I really think like for me, I um I started investing more time and more like money in my YouTube channel because me being next week 7 months pregnant, I'm not able to do my dog stuff anymore. Um
Yeah.
or it's very limited to like very small dogs,
Hmm.
so it's so I had that money sitting and I was like, what am I going to do, what am I going to do? And I just started getting more and more YouTube, and I really, from my opinion, most of the time I'm considered the bad guy because like I'm like, I think more logically, and it kind of started coming off as more judgmental, so then I kind of played on that for like judgy justice, because
Hmm.
like I really wanted a place for us to really think about why do we not going with the mainstream narrative, like how would you really feel, like playing devil's advocate in a sense. So it's like,
You're being a
why,
contrarian.
yeah, like that's what I really think it is, came off for me, was that because I don't share the same things as everyone else. Like some people are like, oh well, Candace was wrong saying something about Mia's mom. We're not going to rehash that now, but
We'll talk about it tomorrow.
it's like, yeah, but like for me, I have like, if it was my project and I've put in all this money and I've done all this and that, and it ended up showing that in the later episodes, but I would feel some type of way if someone called it this or said that or treated me this way, or showed up at an event like super early, from Baltimore, and me knowing the area, I get a little bit more, feeling into it, because I'm like, that's an hour and a half drive. And I think like that's why I started a YouTube, because I think there was a lot more people that their opinions are like pressed down because they're
Hmm.
not going with the mainstream of just like, yeah, she's wrong. Like I'm like, wait, hold a minute. Let's look at everything. Let's put it together. So that's really what I want my channel to be. It's just ultimately, what can we do tomorrow? What can we do to really connect the dots and help people who may not, feel the same way as other people, and just share that. And also just also not just putting out the news, but like my opinion of the news. That's mostly what my uploads are. It's not me just saying like, oh, this is what page 6 said. This is my opinion on it, my judgment on what was said, on my views. So that's what I
Have
think.
you thought about
Love
have
that.
you thought about doing like a second channel or social media presence to kind of lean into the grooming and the pet content? And I say this because I have a friend who has a 1-year-old puppy, and she started a TikTok called Damn It Arthur.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
I've actually seen him.
Yeah, she lives up the road from me. Damn it, Arthur, the Irish wolfhound
Yes.
dog.
Yes.
Yes, that is my friend Suzanne.
Hey,
And
Suzanne.
she's another military spouse and lives like not far from me. But like that, I mean, Arthur, her dog, has like 100,000 subscribers. So
Red
that's what I'm
triangles for
saying.
Justice.
Like lean into, look at like maybe creating not just your main channel, the Judgy Justice, but like a side channel that can be, additional content. I mean, I just turned 39. So when I thought about starting my channel, I didn't want to do like beauty content because I knew I would age out of that quickly. And I
Mm.
was like, I want to do something that I'm not going to age out of. And what's important to me, I'm a history buff. I love fact checking. I love research. So researching historical events, um, I know, like I had to really start looking into how I was going to do it. And I was like, well, nobody cares if the woman talking to them about a tsunami is young or old, as long as she's providing informative and entertaining, you know, content. So that's
Yeah.
how I looked at it. But I mean, like if you're doing pet grooming, Lean into that. You're about to have a baby. Babies with puppies is like adorable and always generates views. Do that, look at creating content that fits where you are in life and where you're going in life.
Well, the only thing with me is that I'm not able to keep that up continuously because I'm like at a place where I don't have a dog. So
Mm.
it's like I don't have like that prop to like keep
Be
Yeah.
going.
able to create the
Yeah,
content on.
to
But
just
you
keep
could share, you could
going.
do funny stories.
So
You
I'm
could do
mostly
like
like,
funny pet stories.
yeah, that's true. I have a lot of those, but it's
I mean,
like
you could just be like, tales from the groomers or whatever,
But
and
it's
do,
TAILS.
yeah,
Tales from the
tales
groomer.
from the groomers, like
so,
tales from the crypt, but tales from the groomers. And
That's
like,
so
so I think
funny.
like that's gonna come up more so once I get the
go,
'cause
go
actually,
snag that.
yeah, when I have
Go
it
snag
set up because like I have the place I want to because it's right behind a PetSmart, the space,
Mm.
and it used to be like a hair braiding space. I think I talked about this briefly with Jordan another time, but basically PetSmart, they a lot of people don't like to go to them because like they've messed up their dogs, the training's not that great, or they're always full. So then I could
Yeah.
just basically be like right around the corner from PetSmart in the next shopping center because the shopping centers are like back to back. It's like two different ones though,
Yeah.
and then they could just come to mine and I could do that. So I think I
Brilliant.
did think about that previously, but due to other things, it was just easier for me to just sit at home and just read and like get into the TV than to like have a continuous like dogs like I were having here because I usually would have like two dogs at my house at a time. So
Hmm.
I think, once I get that up and going, I think, it's gonna be a lot of videos because I'm gonna have cameras going. So I'm gonna have all the footage. I'm gonna have footage for days. Yes, thank you,
Doll
doll.
Baby said that.
I
Yes,
literally
Doll Baby said that would be a
literally
perfect
just need
location.
money. I just need enough money to like get it up and running and like to hire a
Just
washer. That's all I
whatever you do, like just whatever content you make for your channel. I see so many creators that talk about they get burnout,
Bad and bougie, that's for you.
because they get burnout because they're making content that they think people want to watch instead of making content that
That
they
they want
enjoy
to make.
making.
Hmm.
yeah.
Yeah. So do what makes you happy, and make that your niche, you
Can I
know?
also offer a suggestion, Justice, for your channel?
Of course.
Just because I have a flair for the dramatics. Um, have you ever thought of like doing your videos like as a judge, like with a judge's robe and like a
I've been
gavel?
That would be
debating
so cute.
I've been debating that like so much. I don't have to wait till after Halloween so I can get the costume for the Lowski. But
Come on
yeah,
for
I've
the
been
low
debating
ski.
about that because like we've been moving stuff around so I can have like a little bit of a studio because a lot of my videos are not like of me. It's usually me on the couch on TikTok, and then like I take that and make it into a YouTube video with extra voiceovers. That's
Hmm.
basically how like most of my videos are done right now. Is just because I don't have like a standard place to be. So I think
Yeah.
once we're trying to figure out where the studio is gonna fit in, because then I do want to do like that, and then like have like some sort of like picture flash up and be like guilty, innocent, to be
Yeah.
to be continued. You type
Hmm.
of things. That's I have thought of it. I just have to get for me, like the person I am, I have to have like all the pieces in my head before I'm able to do it.
Yeah.
If I don't really want to half ass like something like especially with like my face attached to it, I don't want to half ass. I want to have like a nice gavel, I want to have a nice this. I want to have like, my things, and I think for
Oh,
me,
nasty Judge Maybelline hairstyle.
So what you're saying is you don't want me to like bedazzle a gavel and then ship it to you.
oh,
Because
Because that's what
I
I
would
want.
that. I didn't
That'd
say
be
that.
cute.
That
because
Red
would
I'm just
triangle the
saying
hell
that
out of
like
that,
I
chat.
will I will glue some damn glitter on a gavel and mail that shit to Maryland. Be
yeah.
like, just
Seriously.
just
And I
just
got a
use it
whole bunch of
every
extra
time.
rhinestones, chill.
Yeah, so
Yes.
yeah, for me, I'm just still trying to get the picture together. But also I have to let you guys know again, like I'm like I have like undiagnosed like ADD, I believe, because I do a lot of different things all the time. So I'm finishing up my bachelor's in business administration with a minor in psychology and Spanish language. So I'm
Real
finishing up
college
that.
girl shit.
And then I have my full time job. And then I'm a mom. And then I'm a wife. And then I'm a YouTuber now. And then I have my own business. And that's mostly been downsized to just dog training, where I have like my brother. He's doing a lot of the dog training. And then I take off from the top for like, fees and, using my name and my insurance. So
Nice.
yeah, so it's like
Okay.
having the things, always moving because like I'm not a person that I can stay still. So
Nice. So give the people all the places that they can follow you. Your link to your channel is in my subscription box, and I'm gonna bring up your banner one more time. But if you want people to follow your social medias, all of that stuff, if you want to plug your business to your dog grooming and like if like people need dog training in the area, plug all of that stuff too. Now I'm not gonna drop you down. Well, if you want to drop down, that's your business. But I was just going, keep us all up to just say bye at the end, but plug everything now.
all right, so hey guys, this is your girl Judgy Justice. Have a really I have really great judgment as I think for all different topics. If you guys would like to follow me on YouTube and TikTok, that's Judgy Justice. And I hope to talk to you guys more, and I'll be up here giving my opinion.
Eh. Um, I'm gonna go to Bad and Bougie next, and then close out with Kristen, and then we're gonna wrap up.
Okay, I'm gonna be real quick. My goal of my channel is just to talk about things that interest me in my life where I am today. So I'm gonna be throwing in a little cooking. I'm definitely gonna be reviewing the shows. I definitely like to talk about women's issues. Like to talk about African American women issues. And I just like to be I do help people start nonprofit organizations. I do want to use this platform as a networking platform for us to all empower each other to share what we've done successfully and how we can help each other. That's why I love this live you did today, Jordan. I know you like I don't know what time zone he's in, but I hit him up this morning and he was like, "This is my idea." I was like, "Damn, that's how do you keep coming up with these ideas?" And it was like 6:30 in the morning my time, but I was with it because it excited me because it goes along with what I want to do, which is all of us getting together, empowering each other, and sharing our successes and our failures because we can help people from going down a road, that we already went down. So I love everybody up here. It's been a very insightful live. I love these ideas. And so that's basically where I want this channel to go. And that's basically all I have to say. Like I'm looking forward to it. I feel very encouraged about it, and I don't know. That's basically all I have to say. I don't have a lot. It's
Okay.
not a very long winded right now. I just feel like I really, really love Jordan your ideas, what
Thank
you
you.
come up with. Like I love. It was so inspiring this morning for you to hit me with this idea, and I'm like, oh wow, it made me get up and get dressed a little quicker, because I was like, oh, I want to be ready because I want to be a part of this. So
Thank you so
I
much.
love getting fed with ideas and different things that maybe I would have never came up with this topic, but I feel
Yeah,
like it fed all of us today. So that's
I
basically
appreciate
all I
that.
have to say. Y'all can find me, like I said, on my Twitter is Kelly, the number 4, real, REAL. That's, because I'm in real estate. And then all my other platforms are Bad and Bougie KEM. I understand a lot of people are having a lot of problems finding my channel because it's a lot of reality check TV. So I'm going to look at maybe changing that in the future. But, you know, um,
I
you
actually have
know,
a comment on that. How I was able to find you is type in the Bad and Bougie KM because I wasn't able, like, there was a lot of reality check TVs and I
right.
accidentally subscribed to the wrong one. Um hold on a second. I'm writing Kiki back because she said she wanted to email me, and I was like, girl, I need to talk to you anyway. Um, but yeah, but yeah, if you go and you're trying to find Bad and Bougie KM, I have her full channel's name on the screen right now in this banner. Look up Bad and Bougie KM and it's all one word. And it's gonna bring up a page of stuff and it's gonna ask you, did you mean so and so and so and so? And then right under that, that'll say search instead Bad and Bougie KM the way that you typed it. Click that and then it's gonna bring up at least two of Bougie's channels. Reality TV, Reality Check TV is the one that she's pushing right now.
Yeah, that's the one I'm on. The other ones I'm not really on anymore because again, I'm starting off on this journey to, you know what I'm saying, to just do what I feel happy with. I'm going to be doing a little bit of cooking, vegetarian cooking, because I want people to be encouraged that it's not you're not going to lose flavor, you're not going to lose taste. It's still going to be good. So I'm going to put a lot of people don't know stuff about me. So I grow a whole garden in my backyard. I
Yes,
grow
Juanita.
everything you could possibly make in a salad, from carrots to collard greens to kale to. So I'm going to be sharing like what I do, you know, my workouts, and of course, I love to review stuff. So that's going to be where I'm going with it. Peace and love, y'all. I'm out.
Thank you so much, babe. We're gonna talk soon because I wanna do a live after Hot Messy Topics because there was something that I wanted to talk about tonight on Bonnet Gang chat and just have a little ratchet talk. Well, I kind of want to have a little sexy talk actually, but Kristen, we're gonna jump to you, and then I'm going to talk about the live that I want to do tonight and see if Justice is down. I also wanted to talk to Kiki and Bougie as well. Kristen, if you wanted to call in and talk nasty, you're more than welcome. But yeah, go ahead, babe.
So I do call into other people's channels and provide them or help contribute to their content and their business under the Kristen is a math nerd. Um, but my channel, which should be launching, cross my fingers, in the next 30 to 45 days, is going to be the one, numeral one, Kristen. And I
Right
am
here
doing,
in this banner that's on the screen.
yes, just like that. And I have, it's the one Kristen on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, Facebook. I also have a Facebook group, though I haven't done anything with it because I haven't been making my content yet. But I am doing a series called Catastrophe, and everything on my channel is going to be starting with the letter C. So catastrophes,
Nice.
as in like natural disasters and historical events. I started
Mhm.
this and I got the idea because I was listening to true crime videos, but I couldn't listen to them with like my daughter near me. She's young, and a lot of what is described is very graphic. So I was like, well, what kind of content could like I listen to or watch that isn't going to be something that a parent would need to turn off if their child is nearby? And,
Nice.
historical events are things that matter. They have to be, and YouTube really doesn't like talking about like disasters if they're
Hmm.
recent. So I was like, well, then let's go back in history. And
I love that.
like my first one that I'm doing is an event that took place, in an earthquake that took place in Japan. That's my very first video. My second video is going to be about Krakatoa, and which is a volcano that erupted, and it was actually the largest or the loudest sound in known human history was the explosion of Krakatoa, and the island chain that was around there was actually obliterated by the blast. So
Wow.
I talk about, I'm going to be talking about historical events that directly impacted humanity. Um,
That's awesome.
so that's what I'm going to be talking about, but it'll be like, if I do my makeup, it'll be catastrophe and cosmetics. If I'm making dinner, it'll be catastrophe and cooking. If I'm exercising, it'll be catastrophe and calisthenics. It's always going to be catastrophe and something with a C. So
That's
that's
awesome.
how I'm doing it. But if I do, I still want to contribute to other people and help other people grow their channels.
Mhm.
So that's why I do the Kristen is a math nerd and I haven't killed it off yet. Because I want to help other people succeed and I enjoy doing commentary. I just don't want to do it myself for myself. I don't see that as something that I would enjoy doing as like a business.
Mhm.
And if I'm contributing to other people's content, then if it stops being fun, I just stop calling in.
Fair enough. That's brilliant. That's
So,
brilliant. Denise says she loves the catastrophe idea.
well, like I said, that first video is going to be about an earthquake that took place in Japan. I have a lot of graphics and I do a lot of research.
Love
So
that.
that way, like I always make sure that I want to always make sure that I link back. So like if there's a photo or a painting or whatever, that I will always have like the link to who holds the copyright or who provided that initially, stuff like that.
Mhm.
But there's a lot of historical events that like people don't know about. Or they know about them, but they don't understand like what actually happened. It's very general.
Right.
Like I have my first 5 videos. I already have a lot of research. Um, so I told you I'm doing Japan. I'm doing Krakatoa. I'm also going to do one in about the plane crash that took place in Sioux City, Iowa,
Mhm.
because I'm actually close enough that I can drive to the memorial and actually like
Mm.
do part of the video. Like, so that'll be a catastrophe in car or catastrophe and cars because I'll be
Okay.
driving to the memorial and then I'm going to show that. And then, like, I'm going to do the New London school disaster, which is when a school in Texas, a gas line ignited and the school actually exploded. So things like that they're historical events that people have forgotten about. I'm focusing mostly on things that happened in the United States, but
Mhm.
I do want to do things that impacted human history as
Yeah.
well in a large way, which obviously Krakatoa, that's the island of that's near the island of Java in Indonesia. And then the Japanese earthquake that I'm talking about, that happened, I mean, like 100 years ago, but it directly impacted a huge portion of Asia and how the United States responded to different events in Asia leading into World War II. So things like
Mhm.
that historically we have forgotten, and those who do not learn from history or those who do not learn from history are doomed to repeat it. So
Doomed
I
to
want to help
repeat
us
it.
learn from history.
I love that so much. I You see, this is what I appreciate about the people who call in and the people that I've been able um to meet through Hot Messy Topics, or HMT as I like to shorten it to be lazy. Um but the fact that all the people who I've kind of gathered together as my little YouTube crew. It's not my crew, but like my little group of friends who I constantly collaborate with on YouTube. We all have very different premises to our channel. Like, you're doing catastrophe, Judgy Justice is judging people, Bad and Bougie is doing cooking and veganism, well, pescatarianism and all of these things, the things, and I'm doing, like self-care and old school TV and music and all of that type of stuff. It's just so fascinating that we all have very different perspectives when it comes to our own individual content, but are able to come together and peacefully have a synergism and a conversation some type of that is based on like one mutual ground, being like Bravo, Housewives, and all of that type of stuff. It's crazy that we can all come together and talk about that stuff and still go to our own channels and do either slightly similar and different content to extremely different content. I honor that.
I think that it's, I mean, that we need every shade of the rainbow to keep the rainbow going. And I think that that's something that when you have a community, we're all different flavors, we're all different colors, for lack of a better term. Like, we're all different, and we keep things interesting, and I mean, like, why not us all, like, make what makes us happy, make the type of content that we're fulfilled by. And, as I said when I first called in, like, a rising tide lifts every boat. So let's lift each other up. We don't have to compete. We don't have, again, like I said at the beginning, we don't have to fight over who gets a bigger piece of the pie. We can each get our own freaking pie. Okay.
Right.
We don't need to, I mean, this isn't capitalism going here, okay? We don't need to fight over crumbs, while other people get to eat the cake. All right. We all going to get our own cake, and Bad and Bougie's going to help us bake it.
Very that. Very that. Um, Thank you so much. Those were the best closing words that I could have that I couldn't have said it better myself. But with that being said, Elaine left our last comment that I'm gonna close on, and it's for you. She
Aberfan
said
is
to
number 9. Aberfan is number 9. But that one's really hard. That one's, anything that impacts children it tends to be really, something that's hard for me. But Aberfan is absolutely number 9 on there. I also have some additional mine disasters and things like that. That are, I mean, when I tell you that I have a list. So if you guys know of an event that you want me to add to the list, I absolutely will, because right now my list is I think I'm at about 30 to 35 videos. And I may have to get rid of some or add to some. I just don't want to do anything that has happened in the last 20 years, because
Okay.
then YouTube's algorithm will see that as a recent event, and YouTube does not has been big on fighting misinformation and people providing misinformation about recent events. So anything closer than 20 years is like, I couldn't make a video about like Hurricane Katrina. It's closer than 20 years.
Right.
So unfortunately, I can't do that. I can make a video about Hurricane Andrew, but I can't
So
make one
you're
about
waiting on the
Katrina.
statute of limitations to run out on YouTube.
Well, Katrina's on my list,
Yeah.
but to be quite honest, like, when I look at things, Katrina did not have, like, it was a humanitarian disaster, not from the hurricane, but from the response, but like, when you look at humanitarian disasters that have taken place in the last 20 years, what happened in Haiti was so much worse that I would rather put
Cover that.
like the focus on that, like, because if I'm going to do something recent, I want it to be something that most people don't think about, or that most people have disregarded. Like, we seem to have all moved past, we've all moved past Haiti. We've all moved past Katrina, unfortunately, despite it being in our own country. We moved past the Boxing Day tsunami. I mean, we've all moved past of stuff, and these are events that have taken place in the last 20 years. So unfortunately, I am not shining a spotlight onto them. And I'm also not shining a spotlight onto isolated events, like, that could be considered disasters. But to me, they were only popular for a brief moment, like the Jessica that fell down a well, the little girl.
Okay.
I'm not gonna make a video about that, but I'll make a video about Centralia, Pennsylvania, where their wells ignited, and now we have a town that isn't a town anymore because it's still burning 50 years later.
Shit. That is insane. Kiki Wilson suggested that you do
Chernobyl.
a video on Chernobyl.
Yeah, that one's on my list too. I've got Chernobyl, and I've got so many, you guys. But
Mama is prepared,
DM it to me on Instagram or Twitter. if you guys have an idea, because I'll add it to the list and I'll start researching. I do not do things, though, in my research that would be offensive or hurtful. That's also part of why I want to go back as far in history as I can, because I don't want something that I make to impact living survivors or families. That
So
would be
you wouldn't do
hurtful.
like the Holocaust?
No, honestly, no, because I think at this point that would have to be like a whole series in and of itself. And instead of me teaching you guys about the Holocaust, go watch the Ken Burns documentaries. Go watch the the docu-series called Auschwitz. Like, go watch those. Those are
Mhm.
professionally made. And those took years to make, and they provide so much information, versus me, I'm looking at making, a 25 to 35 minute YouTube video.
That makes sense. That makes
So
sense.
it'll be informative, but it's not going to be like a deep dive education, because
Right.
there's just not enough time for that.
That makes sense. I appreciate that. I cannot wait for you to get your shit together and drop the damn channel.
Well, right
Um,
now I'm homeschooling the little one until we can get her vaccinated, and the
oh
husband's
well,
gearing
yeah,
up. We're on countdown to deployment. So once he's
yeah.
finally, left on that journey, then I can start things. But until then, it's like, it's hard
You have
to,
other priorities right now. Yeah.
well, because, you make a YouTube video, and they say it takes 5 times the amount of time to edit as it takes to create. So every 1 minute of content, you have 5 minutes of editing.
100%.
And if you're so that means on a half-hour video, that's 150 minutes of editing. That's
Why do
two
you
and a
think
half
it only?
hours in editing. 2.5 hours in editing. And that's just basic editing. That's not adding in graphics or videos or music or any of that stuff too. So
Why
it's
do
a
you think I
lot.
only get one video out pre-recorded a day? Maybe two if I can swing it, but the most I'm able to get out, like I don't know how Adam does 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and I don't know if he's releasing all of these or he's just filming them.
Well,
But
he
I
said he
wonder
filmed
what
them,
his
but he gets
editing
up at
process is
6.
like.
He gets up at like 6 in the morning and starts filming. And then once Jason wakes up, they kind of get started. They go to the gym, they have breakfast, all that stuff. And then that's when he starts editing and putting videos onto YouTube. And so by the time he gets to his hot messy topics, or by the time Jason goes live at, I think it's like around like noon, like by
Hmm.
the time they get there, he's already been up for like,
6 hours
so
working.
literally, like by the time you and I are like, whew, the day's halfway over, Adam's been up the whole day.
Yeah, because I get up at like 7 something in the morning. Like get up at like 6 something in the morning, take my kid to school at 7 something, work out until about 8 or 9, and then record a video, edit it, do all of that stuff. Depending on how long the video is, that depends on how long I'm editing it. And then I'm jumping back and forth into Adam's lives and Jason's lives and Kempire's lives. And Jason made me a mod on his channel. Thank you again, Jason. So I'm modding over there and doing stuff like that. And so it's like between that and momming and wifing and then trying to create and take time to really edit, because I do graphics, music, video, like I do all the things of the things. So like I get exactly what you mean. So, I completely understand. That's why I'm only able to really get out 1 to 2 videos a day.
Well,
Thank God for lives.
I'm looking at doing 1 to 2 a week, but I know that consistency is the number one thing that the successful YouTube channels say. Like, if you can only schedule 1 video a week, then say we upload, Mondays at 10 and additional videos, later on scattered in, or, I'll do bonus videos later in the week, sometimes
Hmm.
1, sometimes 2, sometimes 3, but you will always have a Monday video. So stuff like that, where it's your subscribers know when you're going to be posting a new video because you're consistent. So it's like, if you can't post every day and you can only commit to definitely doing 2 videos a week, then everything else put it up as a bonus. And then those videos will be your scheduled content.
That's Music Monday for me, really. Like that's Music Monday for me, and that's kind of my housewife recaps because Music Monday is always going to happen on Monday. Like that's just what happens. And then with like depending on what housewives is airing on what day, I'm always going to put out a recap the next day. But I try to do that with my throwback TVs and do that on Tuesday and Thursday, but then you add in me doing videos on housewives and then me doing personal videos and then me calling in on lives and doing all of that stuff and getting things edited. So sometimes they just fall later on in the week. So I try not to put a specific time on that. But to your point, like my consistent um one that I could claim per week would always be Music Monday because there's
Yeah.
always going to be something going on Music Monday.
I just want to ask you a question though,
Sure.
like because for those that are watching, this is the first time that Jordan and I have actually talked. She and I go back and forth via text and Twitter DM, but like this is the first
Yes.
time we've actually talked. Our
We
parasocial
literally
relationship is
communicate
quite strong.
all day. Yes, we are homies in the DMs. Do you hear me? All
Yeah.
across the mentions, baby.
But okay, so I wanted to ask you though, because Housewives isn't fun for me anymore. Like
Hmm.
like it has gotten so heavy, so serious, and so just kind of gross and
Hmm.
what they're putting out there, that I mean what they're producing, and I mean like it's just so gross. It's not fun for me anymore. So when you watch it, are you entertained? Like is this actually fun for you?
It depends. Like there are times when I'm watching, like there are. It depends. I have moments. It's not necessarily every episode. I leave the episode and was like, "Wow, that was so entertaining." There's a lot of episodes that I'm like, "What the hell did I just watch?" There are ones that I'm like, I just lost an hour that I'll never get back. There are some that are just boring. Like it's not always a thing, but it depends. Like I and it's really because I probably enjoy certain housewives.
Yeah.
Like the example that's popping into my head is like Salt Lake City with Heather Gay. Anything that Heather Gay does, I'm obsessed with. Do you get what
Yeah.
I mean? Like I love everything that Heather Gay does. Um, if you're talking about Beverly Hills, I enjoy Garcelle and Crystal. I enjoy Sutton too, but I'm always gonna vote for the people of color first. So,
Oh yeah.
like it's like I enjoy more so specific housewives than I do watching the entire show. I've had good episodes like the season finale at the Chinese New Year party. That was a fun episode. This last episode of Salt Lake City outside of Jenny's storyline was kind of fun even though it was like all over the place and weird. Like it was kooky, but it was fun because it was like, wait, what just happened?
See, and I don't enjoy Salt Lake, to be quite honest. I feel like everybody's just watching, waiting for the Jen Shaw stuff. And then if it wasn't for everybody watching, kind of waiting for that, I don't think it would be have any popularity.
Arrest Jen Shaw already. Damn.
I don't enjoy Salt Lake. I do not enjoy OC at all.
Hmm.
I I did not enjoy Dallas at all, to the point where
Never
like
watched Dallas.
I never even got past the first season because I couldn't do it.
I never
It
watched
bothered me.
Dallas.
Um, I love Potomac.
Hmm.
I love Potomac. I know like I I love Karen Huger and I love Ashley Darby,
Hmm.
and those are probably my two favorite. I know that Karen Huger wishes that she hadn't done like the Grand Dame thing. You know, she wishes that she hadn't kind of leaned into that,
Came
but
in with the etiquette and all of that stuff.
yeah, it was a little strange, and but at the same time like I think that yeah, I love how seeing her kind of mentor Ashley and the two of them kind of have that relationship. I love it. I don't like,
Hmm.
you know, I don't like Robin. I think her presence is superfluous. So I don't really like her, but I love Potomac as an ensemble. They're great. I think Potomac is great. New York is to be quite honest, like it was fun while Bethany was there because I think Bethany kind of brings that chaos energy to things.
Hmm.
And but like seeing her, because I mean, when we first saw Bethany, she was,
Broke.
struggling. Like, yeah, she had like kind of outgrown her trust fund, and was now like, okay, I got to hustle to make it.
Now I gotta
'Cause,
get a
like,
real job.
exactly. And so we kind of came out of watching her, being like a personal chef to look at where she is now,
And
you
see,
know?
I like those stories more than I like the aspirational stories. Like I like that story more than I like Elisa Vanderpump, who just came in with 36 restaurants, just every single diamond in the world, and is just so blasé about the money they spend. Like that stuff, I don't get into. But seeing like a Bethany selling cupcakes in the grocery store and doing all of that stuff, building Skinny Girl Margarita, I'm like I like stuff like that. That's why I'm so attached to Portia because we really saw her become a whole new woman after she left Cordell. Like
Yeah,
like that like that evolution and that growth was so amazing to see, and the woman that we got out of that was so much more entertaining than the woman that we got on on her first season.
I
Like
think,
I understand why Andy was about to fire her ass her first season. I would have fired her
yeah,
too.
like when I look at, so I think with, like with New York, do you remember like when Sex and the City was popular, how they said that the fourth lady was the city? Or
Mhm.
not the fourth, the
The
fifth
fifth lady was
cast
the city.
member was the city of New York. And I think
Mhm.
that initially that's how Roni kind of got off the ground, as that eighth cast member was New
Was
York
New
City.
York. Yeah.
But
And I
they
think
stopped
that's kind of
doing that.
how all the shows should have been. Like it kind of started out like that where it was these women in this, like they're showing what it's like to be affluent in this part of the world, in this city. Like Atlanta kind of started like that too, where it was like these were socialites of Atlanta. That's why a lot of the taglines started with like in this town. Like Kyle has been on the show for 11 seasons, and I guarantee you 9 of her taglines say in this town, in
Yeah.
Beverly Hills, in my city, around here.
Yeah.
Like it always starts like that. There's another franchise that does that too. It started like that, but then as you watch the show, the cities aren't actually a part of the show like that. And I think that
Yeah.
that's part of the reason why Candy is lasting so long, because Candy is Atlanta.
Yeah. No,
You know what I
totally.
mean?
And well, I think that like that's what a lot of people expected Potomac to be, was kind of, people hear Potomac and they automatically think DC. And so I think people expected DC to be featured in Potomac. And I don't think a lot of people realize that like Baltimore is like it is like an hour and a half to 2 hours depending upon traffic away from DC. So the fact that they live closer to Baltimore means that we're not getting the DC.
DC, right.
We're not going to go see them have pizza in Foggy Bottom at Pie. Okay.
Plus, I
Like,
wouldn't expect them to have anything to do with DC after they canceled the franchise. Like I'm sure like they wanted to stay in the area. Kiki Wilson, not Patanka. I'm dead, girl. Shout out to Funky Dineva. Um,
well,
but
like we saw, like in the first, season, they had Katie Ross, and then it turned out that like she had some serious issues. The
she is very
foundation was
Kelly Ben
very,
Simone to me.
well, like what was portrayed on this show, now we all are able to go back and watch it and be like, yeah, that girl was clearly on something.
Something was
And
off.
like the Ross Foundation was obviously not like a real thing,
Hmm.
like that was never a real thing. And so they kind of tried to make it about DC, but that's not really accurate. And then you have Karen Huger. She's the only one who lives in Potomac. Ashley Darby lives in Virginia. She didn't even live in
Right,
Maryland. She lives in
right.
Virginia. She's in Alexandria or Arlington.
And
Like,
before that, Monique was the only one that actually lived in Potomac until Karen moved back.
yeah,
And what
exactly.
surprised me about Potomac, and then I'm really gonna get the hell out of here big, big as I'm starving. But we can continue this conversation on Twitter. But what's funny to me is when I thought about Potomac because I'm familiar with the DMV area just because I have family in the area, right?
Yeah,
What I know of Potomac, Potomac is predominantly white.
it is. It very much is.
So
Potomac
it
is very
shocked
white.
me. So it
And
shocked me that we got an all black cast out of Potomac. And I get the optics of the marketing where it's like who like pe- people are like greater America, white people not really going to tune into the Real Housewives of Baltimore. Real Housewives, like
yeah,
they really like they probably not gonna be that inclined to tune into the Real Housewives of Chicago
well,
or the Real Housewives of Compton. Do you get what I
so
mean?
no, totally. I don't think people understand that, like in that area of Virginia and Maryland, the majority of the population is black. It's not white. Like when like my daughter went to a she went to a high school in Southern Maryland, and she was like, I mean, obviously she's a white girl, but her school was 95% black. We lived in one of the most affluent areas in the nation, and yet the majority of the people were not white. And
And this is
so
where again?
this is in Southern Maryland.
See,
It's
this is
in
where they should have done another black cast. Okay.
they no, that was literally when we started watching, like when I started watching it, my husband was like, "Where are they filming?" And I was like, "Potomac." And my husband was like, why didn't they film in like PG County? Why didn't they film in like Charles County? And I was like, I don't know. I have no idea, because like the average, I mean, maybe they thought that because the home values weren't as high, that it wasn't as affluent, but it is. I mean, my daughter drove, a Jeep to high school, and
Mhm.
we lived in an old colonial farmhouse on 5 acres. We had a 4,500 square foot house, and we don't have that anymore. we had to,
I mean,
we
hey,
don't have that
it's
anymore.
better to have and lost than to have never had it all, child.
It was a lot to clean. But
I
when
believe it.
when my daughter would go to school, she was like, Mom, they treat me like I'm the poor kid. And I was like, because for a lot of those kids, you
You
are.
are poor to
Yeah.
them,
Like I mean, we're military. We're off of like one income, like
right?
for
Like we
a lot
doing
of those
well, but we
people,
not rich.
no, like we're middle class, but
Yeah.
like these, she was at school with kids that drove brand new Audis and BMWs and Mercedes and all of this, and those weren't white kids driving those cars.
Mhm.
So this is why, like, when I see Real Housewives of Potomac, I'm like, what are they doing? Who are they
Yeah.
talking about? And if they're going to show, like, if they want to do Baltimore, like, Baltimore is an incredible city, but do we see the Inner Harbor? No. Do we see Johns Hopkins? No. Like, Wendy Osefo is incredibly, incredibly successful, professionally, but we don't see them highlight, like her, like anything that would show. I mean, I'm Jordan, just forgive me for a minute for saying this, because
You're fine.
it's going to come across as a trope, and I don't want to offend anyone, but I think people need to understand that they are only choosing to show these cast members as aggressive and angry Black women. And that
I
is
mean, you're right
practically
though.
all we get. That's practically all we get. What do we get? We get them
Like I think I
yelling.
talked about this last night. I was like, um, I need for Wendy to find something else to do because she's around here getting mad that people are calling her aggressive, but all she's doing is cussing people to fuck out all season.
Well, it's like, and I think the biggest reason that that's the energy that we get from Potomac is honestly Giselle, because like,
Yeah.
Karen had that, like when she had that perfume meeting, what happened?
Mhm.
Giselle ruined it. Giselle got loud and all that. And she did that because of production, because she's the production queen,
Same thing
and
with Robin's house reveal.
exactly. Like anything that is about showing the Black families and Black women in a positive way gets sidetracked and sabotaged by oh, well, let's make them yell again.
Yeah. But I want you to bring what you were saying up about how Potomac was miscast. I want you to write that down or send it to me, and I want to bring that up tomorrow in Ready to Watch because I think that that is a great topic to talk about. And I want to talk about like if you could recast the show or like talk about where else you would have moved that city to, where you would have suggested them filming at, like where you were saying in Sou- Southern Maryland.
Well, they could have
Because what
done
I'm
it. They could have done it like in National Harbor. That's,
Mhm.
I mean, where I lived in Southern Maryland was bad traffic, 45 minutes from National Harbor, maybe an hour away from National Harbor. They
Yeah.
could have done that, and it's across the river from, I mean, it's across the river from Virginia, and it's right there on the other side of DC is on both sides of the Potomac. So,
Mhm.
but like it's right there. I mean, you can see the Washington Monument from National Harbor. Why didn't they put it there if they didn't want to have it in Washington D.C.?
Right.
They didn't want to do that. And at the same time, like we're talking about DC, we're talking about, New York, all of these things. How come we haven't seen any of the memorials? How come we haven't seen any of the museums? How come we haven't seen any of that? We've been in New York for a decade. Have we seen the 9/11 memorial even once?
No. But these are questions that I want you to bring up tomorrow on Ready to Watch.
You're right. I'm so sorry. And
And
you want to
no,
go,
you're
and it's
fine.
been like we've been trying to say goodbye for like 20 minutes.
No, it's fine.
I'm
There's
the
a
Dorit of our
specific
conversation.
Well, that's the whole reason why I have a channel because I do read all the time. But the reason why I'm saying that is because I don't want to oversaturate my viewers with housewives content because I already talk about housewives on hot messy topics. I already recap all the shows and then we're also doing a show that's basically creating a housewives cinematic universe. So these lives that I do, I kind of don't want to talk about housewives because I just don't want to like make that the base of my channel, right?
It's your
So
channel. You can
I'm
make
trying
whatever
to
you want.
varietize as much as possible. Right. So like I'm trying to varietize as much as possible, and even if we can correlate what we're talking about to something that happened on Housewives or like some reality show or like something like that, that's fine. But I don't want to just like specifically talk Housewives news on these specific lives because we created a whole show to do that. Do you get what I mean?
Totally. Absolutely.
So,
Well,
so you
it's
did bring up some amazing topics, and I want you to write those down and send them to me so I can add them to my list of topics for tomorrow because I do want to talk about both of those things that you just said.
okay. Okay. I'm just going to send it to you like miscasting of Potomac. And then I'm going
Hmm.
to send it miscasting of Potomac. And what else was I supposed to tell you? Oh, the anti racism thing. That was the other one you wanted me to tell you. Those
Yes,
two. Okay. So I'll send those
yes.
to you and I will let you go because you've already been on here like over 3 hours.
3 hours and 11 minutes, but it's fine because I don't mind being on here. It's just now that I'm starving. N- now I'm just hungry, but I have to drive to go get food, and I don't want to drive while I'm on live. So that's really the reason why I'm hopping off of here. But I'm gonna be going live after Hot Messy Topics tonight to do a Bonnet Gang chat because I'm kind of doing like a daytime version of Pour In Live and then a nighttime version of Pour In Live, where the daytime version is where we like talk about really uplifting, motivational topics, things that are like really self-care things to help us build and grow, whether it be our channels, our lives, ourselves, our relationships, blah 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 blah. And then the nighttime pour in live is like the Bonnet Gang hangout. That's where we kick back and get reckless.
Yeah.
So I'll be going live after that.
I'm looking forward to learning more and seeing more and how collaborative things have become, and
Chinese
I
food
just,
though, baby, or
that's so
Subway.
funny.
I'm not sure yet.
Hey,
Sorry.
while Judgy Justice was talking, I was devouring zucchini fries. So
Oh, that sounds so good. Like I'm trying to decide if I want to get wings, Subway, or get Chinese food, but I don't want to wait on them to cook the wings, and I don't feel like driving all the way to the Chinese restaurant. So I think I'm gonna get Subway, which is closest.
see, and I can't eat Subway. So I'm so envious. because I can't have bread like that, and I can't have that many carbs because I have because
Just get
I'm
like,
immunocompromised. I'm immunocompromised, so I can't have that stuff.
oh, so you can do like a protein bowl with no bread? Because now they basically do like a Subway sandwich, but it's like in a bowl, and they call it like a protein bowl.
As long as it's grain based and not rice based, yes. But I had
They don't
weight
have
loss.
rice at Subway.
Yeah, I had weight loss surgery.
Hmm.
So yeah, like having anything that expands in your stomach is bad. And then at
Hmm.
the same time, though, my weight loss surgery caused me to develop an autoimmune problem in addition
Hmm.
to one I already had. So I got like so many complications that I have to be really, really careful about what I eat. Um,
You just
because
gave
yeah,
me my topic for tomorrow's daytime pour. Well, it's Saturday, so I may just be talking shit anyway. But you just gave me my topic for tomorrow's daytime pour in live.
hold on, I gotta write this stuff down now because I'm starting to like
Yeah,
lose track.
add body Im- add body image to that list
Okay, body
because that's what I talk about
image,
tomorrow during the day. Body
body
image,
image, and
miscasting of
then
Potomac, and
miscast.
then the collaboration with you where we want to talk about the learning to be anti-racist.
Which is going to be a little, I'm going to be honest, it's going to be a little uncomfortable for me to admit some of the things that I said and did throughout my life. But I think it's important for people to understand that you can unlearn the worst behaviors and that you have to in order to be better.
Well, I'll say this. I appreciate that you feel comfortable enough and feel safe enough with me to trust me with that. And I want to do it. If you want to do it live, we can do it live. If you want to pre-record it, we can pre-record it. But I am honored that you want to take that step and do that. So I just know that whatever happens, this is a safe space for you. I am a safe space for you, and I'm always going to have your back. And this is
Well,
more so to uplift your growth more so than highlight your past faults. Do you
well,
understand?
I think that, I think that, I think a lot of people are just afraid to say, I messed up in a really, really bad way.
Hmm.
And nobody wants to be labeled. And I think that that's the problem, is that nobody wants someone to affix a label to them that they don't think applies to them. And so they're not willing to examine their own behaviors and actions because then they might have that label. Whereas for me, I'm like, you know what? It's I'm never gonna, how am I going to get better? You know,
Yeah,
unless somebody's willing to look at me and be like, hey, that's messed up. I'm never like, and that's the problem, is a lot of people aren't willing to do that.
100%.
Okay, I'll let you go so you can eat. You're wonderful. You're beautiful.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Kristen. You've been amazing. I'm so glad that you got a chance to call in and like we actually got to like talk to each other because all the times that you've been brought up on hot, messy topics, we haven't been brought up together. So I'm glad that you called in. Thank you so much. You've offered a lot of insight and we're gonna get in the DMs and chat about some stuff that we want to do. So um thank you so much, love.
Okay,
Um
bye.
bye babe. All right, y'all. I'm getting ready to hop out of here. Kiki, I love shrimp and grits, so yes, I'm sure that it was bussing. I'm getting ready to go get something to eat, and I know how you guys feel about me driving while I'm on live or streaming or doing anything like that, but it's fine. I'm gonna be going live tonight after Hot Messy Topics, kind of like an after show, but like a nighttime version of Pouring Live, where we get together and it's like the unfiltered, uncensored version where we talk about all of the crazy stuff and where nothing is off limits and all of that stuff. So make sure you guys tune in for that. I'll be putting up a thumbnail or a post about that so you guys can set a reminder. Make sure you guys check my Pouring with Jordan playlist on my channel. In maybe the next hour or two, I should have it up. My Moesha recap is up. I recorded and did that today. Well, I put it up today, but I recorded it yesterday. But that is up now. Yeah, thank you guys so much for tuning in. I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much, Denise. Make sure you subscribe to all of the people who I brought up today: Judgy Justice, Kristen, Bad and Bougie, Nikaya, all of the people who came up today. Thank you guys so much. Y'all offered such amazing opinions. Kiki, I love all of y'all. Y'all have offered great opinions, and let's continue the conversation. And I hope y'all have an amazing afternoon. I'll see y'all on Hot Messy Topics, and then after on Bonnet Gang Chat or Bonnet Gang Kickback. That's what I named it. So see y'all later. Love y'all so much. Peace. Bye, baby gorgeous. Mwah.